that Penrith have lost have been really close affairs. And I must say, look, watching them warm up here, they're impressive. They are so relaxed. Mitch Kenny's are really big in, and if there was to be an upset, I think the chances of that would have been heightened if we'd been playing at night, if it had been wet, if it had been slippery. But these perfect conditions, and you've got Nathan Cleary who can basically control things, I think they'll be too good. And another thing is that Dylan Edwards, who had by his standards, a little bit of a down period towards the end of the season, he's back to his best. In the game against the Warriors, when some of his mates were, wanting, Dylan Edwards was the one that stood up and made sure they were going to get across the line. Brian To'o coming back after a game over there. His record is incredible at this level. I think their carries from the backfield will be amazing. I'm a little bit worried also about Jethro Rinakama on the wing, whether he can cope with things. But look, all will be unfolded. But as Louis said, if they can stay with them, the longer it goes with them staying in touch, the better it is for the Bulldogs. But I'll be surprised if there's an upset because of the conditions.
Young Rinakama was given a pretty tough initiation by the Storm last, what night was that? Friday night, wasn't it, Luke? We were there. He seemed to handle it pretty well.
He did a good job. He did a very good job down there in a hostile environment and got the job done that he needed to get done. It's just they couldn't get the scoreline the way they wanted to go. But it was a tight game. They dug deep. They played tough, and he did a really good job. He won't be overawed by this. And in front of almost a packed stadium, you could say, with all Bulldogs fans mostly, I think you'll absolutely love running out and playing football in front of this crowd. It's going to be phenomenal. Like, you're not going to get a better crowd than this in the semi-final. This is amazing. Look at it. It feels packed.
And we get to this time of the year, and a lot of people who aren't regular listeners tune in because it's the finals, and we get that. So in that reference, just explain to those that might not know just the relationship between these two clubs, because of the way that Penrith picked off Burton, picked off Kickow, picked off Salmon, among others. So, I mean,
it's not just that though, Q. You got obviously Cam Serrato comes over. You got Gus Gould who come over. Who wants to put in, obviously build the same sort of legacy that Penrith have built out there. Bring all the, start up a new junior nursery. You've got a lot of people from the back of house from the Penrith side, from the Penrith back then when they were successful, also come over to the Bulldogs. So it's very, very similar. Then you've got all the players that they're slowly starting to poach and bring over and do a lot of things, the same. They're starting to build that type of game based around what Penrith are like. So they're doing a really good job, what the Bulldogs are doing, but they've still got a little bit of time. They've still got to earn their stripes, and this is another way to do that. They played one semi-final last week. They got a great semi-final last year, but now they've got to win one. They've got to get this semi-final done. That's the key for the Bulldogs now.
And Michael Carianis, who's been a part of the pre-game MC, it's a journalist dream, isn't it, to get a sudden death game like this. It has become quite the rivalry. We're waiting for that really big game on the field to just entrench what's been going on in the back rooms for the last couple of years between these two.
Yeah, you're 100% right, Q. That rivalry has built up off the field, and it hasn't met their match on the field because obviously how dominant Penrith have been over the past couple of seasons, and Canterbury are inching their way closer. And as Louis said, Canterbury have improved so much over the past couple of seasons. Last year was a really good year. They built off that, heading into a top 4 finish this year, but they're still yet to claim that finals win, and that's what it'll come down to this afternoon.
Thanks for your time today, mate. Go and find your position to enjoy the rest of the game.
Pleasure. Thank you, mate.
Michael Carianis, great to have him as a part of the finals footy team here on ABC Sport, with the players having now disappeared from the field. There's a smoke haze from fireworks that have been bursting off around. Looking to the top of the Kathy Freeman stand. It's not absolutely packed up on that eastern stand, where usually if we were here for a Bulldogs club game, that's where they get the big tarpaulins and the blue and white letters spelling out Bulldogs. But no, that's required for seating today. So around 50,000. Queensland Cup preliminary final has hit full time at Bishop Park. Norths are through to another grand final. It'll be Norths versus Burleigh. The Devils have beaten Wynnum Manly 18 points to 16. So Norths 18, Wynnum Manly 16, and the grace of a moment where I checked a text from Brad Talon, who was our man on the ground watching Selwyn Cobbo. His text that Selwyn got through unscathed. He went within a fingernail of scoring a winning try after Jock Madden missed a 2-point field goal after the hooter. Wow. So 18-16 to Norths, and Wynnum Manly is who Selwyn Cobbo was playing for today. Almost scored a winning try. Jack Madden missing that 2-point field goal, which would have sent it to extra time. Thanks for that, Brad. So we wait to see just what the news out of Red Hill during the week is in regards to Selwyn Cobbo, who was among that hamstrung trio, included, of course, along with Ezra Mam and Adam Reynolds, who were injured in that game against the Melbourne Storm. Back down to you, Gibbsy. Big game feel as we're only moments away from these two teams being introduced.
Yeah, we are indeed, and they're putting the names of the players on the big screen. As Lachlan Galvin, he gets a big cheer. Obviously, all of the Bulldogs are getting the bulk of the cheer. Toby Sexton, they love him. How about that on the applause meter? He's top of the pops, Toby Sexton. I wanted to say when we were discussing the game previously, I reckon the real X-factor and chance for the Bulldogs to really put on some magic is Jacob Carraz and his offloads. They're going to have to nail their second phase play, so he could be really important because there's no better offloader than him. Xiaomi Mi playing with a suspected broken cheekbone. He hasn't had a scan, so we don't know.
Yeah, he's brave to get out there and do it. I think he knows what the news would be. And
well, what you don't know don't hurt, they say.
Yeah, exactly, Louis. Here are the lineups for this semi-final. The winner to go to Lang Park next week to take on the Brisbane Broncos. For Canterbury Bankstown, Connor Tracy plays at fullback. Jacob Carraz and Jethro Rinakama on the wings. Bronson Sherry returns from a week out in the concussion protocols. He plays in the centres with Matt Burton. Just the second time this year that Burton has been named in the centres, or of course he has played in there throughout the season at different times. Lockie Galvin and Toby Sexton in the halves today for the Berries. Max King's been joined in the front row by Satili Tupanua, and Reid Marnie starts at hooker. The last time he started in that role was round 22 against the West Tigers. He's in jumper 17. He's back starting today. Xiaomi Mi and Jacob Preston are the second rowers, and Jamin Salmon is the lock forward. The bench is Bailey Hayward, Josh Curran, Harry Hayes and Kurt Mann. The coach, of course, Cameron Serraldo. While for the four-time reigning champs, the Penrith Panthers, Dylan Edwards at fullback, Paul Alamotti and Brian To'o on the wings. Isaac Tongor and Casey McLean play in the centres. Blaze Talangi at 5'8" alongside Nathan Cleary, the halfback. The front row is Moses Leota and Lindsay Smith, with Mitch Kenny in jumper 22 into the starting team at hooker. Scratch Luke Summerton, who was named at 9. The second row is Scott Sorensen and Liam Martin. Isaiah Yeo is the lock forward. And the bench for Ivan Cleary's Panthers is Brad Schneider, Liam Henry, Isaiah Papali'i and Luke Garner. So 14 of the 17 men that lifted the trophy here last year go around again for Penrith. And you look at that group, the 7 of them that have played in all 4 of those premierships: Edwards, To'o, Cleary, Leota, Sorensen, Martin and Yeo. It is the greatest assignment in the professional era of rugby league, Louis. It's proved to be. We've got the 3 great teams. We had St George, the greatest team of the amateur era. Parramatta, the greatest team of the semi-professional era. But there is no questioning, this Penrith team is the greatest team that professional rugby league has seen. And they're on wood. They've got to win today to keep that stride for 5.
Yeah, they're absolutely mind-blowing side. They've been a great club for a long period of time. They've played in 5 grand finals, won 4, and on track to maybe get to another one. Absolutely crazy. But I remember a couple of years ago, it wasn't that long ago, when the Roosters went back-to-back, and we hadn't seen teams go back-to-back for a long period of time. And then Roosters did it, what was that, 18, 19? And then now the Panthers since, 21. So, I mean, absolutely crazy. But they're going to be hard to beat again. Having that much grand final experience in a side, still, 4 years down, 5 years down the track. Absolutely phenomenal.
And of course, we look at the incredible consistency of the Melbourne Storm, but talking about consecutive premierships, the club, the Storm, they've been the greatest club in the professional era. But as far as the team, and I suspect there's 7 of them that have played in all 4. So part of the greatness is, well, there's half of them that have been there for the entire journey, but the key players they've had to replace along the way. As here comes Nathan Cleary and the Panthers, playing in that Vegas strip, which is the black with the gold trim. Running through the flamethrowers, and there's Moses Leota. He's one of the last out onto the field. Congratulations. 200 games in the NRL today for the big front rower from the Panthers. And now the Bulldogs fans stand. They are going to make some noise today. Canterbury Bankstown, a legendary rugby league name without a finals win in a decade. They had one shot last year. They were beaten by Manly. They were beaten last week by the Melbourne Storm. It's been a decade in the waiting for Dogs fans. Could they end the reign of the Panthers today to break that decade-long drought? And here they come. Xiaomi Kickout, an ex-Panther, leads the Bulldogs into action. It's finals footy on ABC Sport. The loser goes home. The winner goes to Brisbane. Louis, it's been quite the build-up. Can't wait to share it with you.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one, kid. It's really, look at this crowd. It's absolutely phenomenal. But look how many Bulldogs flags are out there going absolutely crazy. So hopefully this Bulldogs fans, they can lift them and maybe really make them put in a really good high performance here. I think it could go down to the wire after watching them run out. It looks phenomenal out there.
Last touch on conditions. Johnny Gibbs on the sideline.
Absolutely perfect. Actually flying out there now, and look, this is so exciting. And the western stand, of course, the top deck up above UQ is also empty, but I reckon it's going to be about 60,000. This is going to be stupendous.
Dylan Edwards will kick off for the Panthers. The Dogs are running to the right of your radio dial. So Penrith attacking the Cauldron end, Canterbury the southern end in this first half. It's cutthroat footy at Stadium Australia on a gorgeous Sunday. The reigning champs against the Bulldogs. Panthers with the kick-off. Galvin takes the catch and he gives it to King for the first carry. Charges into the defence. 10 metres from that northern in-goal area. Lindsay Smith leading the tackling brigade along with Leota as King plays it there to Marnie. Back in the starting team. Carraz has a run left side of the ruck and gets to the red stripe of the 20 at that northern end. Marnie distributes left through the hands of Salmon. On to Galvin, to Burton on the edge. Matt Burton runs into the tackle of Cleary, has to hang on to eventually bring him down. 15 in from touch on the eastern side, 15 from halfway out. Tupanua, one man to the right of the ruck. He's pushed back by a strong tackle. Good hit there from Yo and others. Now to the right, give it to Tracy. He takes the tackle. The Canterbury fullback to play it at the end of the first set for the Bulldogs. 5 inside their own half. Burton kicks downfield at the end of the first set. He goes for depth, right to the goal line. Caught by Edwards just in the field of play. Runs upfield, takes the tackle about 15 metres from that southern in goal. Talangi comes into dummy half, gives it to To'o, and Brian To'o, one of those 7 four-time premiership winners, tackled on the 20. Now left edge for McLean. Casey McLean up towards the 30-metre line. And good defence there. Preston among 3. Tupanua and Galvin there to make the tackle. Kenny distributes left to Sorensen, right into Marnie. Drags him down quickly. Quick play the ball. Penrith 12, their own side of halfway. Back towards centre field for Smith. Put down on 5 inside Penrith territory. Last play of the Penrith set. Charge down on the Cleary kick from kick-out. He's trying to go to the bounce. He's hassled off it by Edwards. And eventually To'o comes up to clean the mess. But the penalty goes to the Bulldogs. Edwards taking kick out without the ball. Villavi kick out with the charge down on the Cleary kick out.
He's good at this, isn't he, Villavi? They're going to cut this challenge. Just listen up and see what he says.
You've got a captain challenge from Penrith. On-field decision was a tackle without the ball. It's no more than that because I believe the ball was beating everybody.
There you go.
Well, the Panthers gambling early with this.
The ball takes an ugly bounce, a very ugly bounce. I'll tell you what, Xiaomi is so good at getting himself in position to put pressure on the kicker without putting him in a dangerous position. Comes up with a good charge down. If he gets the bounce,
Contact on Cleary.
he would have went straight through and
Xiaomi's
scored
charged
the
ball down,
post.
playing on at this point.
It's Chris Butler in the bunker. Everyone watching the big screens at Stadium Australia.
This point here, Dylan Edwards has got contact with Xiaomi, pushing him past the ball. He now knocks it on, so we have a penalty. We're ruling out a professional foul and penalty try because there is the element that they have overrun the ball. However, Dylan has tackled him without the ball, which is a penalty. Challenge unsuccessful.
There you go, challenge lost on first set.
I'm not sure why the Panthers went for the challenge there, Luke. Down to you, Gibbsy.
Yeah, I can't understand either. And I'll tell you what I can't understand also. Penalty try, no. But if that is a penalty in that situation with Xiaomi kick out head-to-head with Dylan Edwards, how is that not a professional foul? Really?
It's a really good question, Gibbsy. And I don't think Penrith make that challenge if they're playing any other team. But this is a part of the rivalry here. What do you reckon, Gibbsy? It's all, they've just played at the ego there a bit.
I can't believe, because what would Dylan was thinking? He's obviously twisted the arm of Nathan Cleary. That was ridiculous for a side like this that's been here the last 5 occasions on grand final day to squander a challenge like that could be so critical later. Here's Burton from in front.
So they're opting for 2 points. 21 metres out and directly in front. Matt Burton hasn't done a heap of goal kicking this year, but he's got a very good record. Approaches, strikes, raises the flags. First points to the Bulldogs. Canterbury Bankstown 2 lead Penrith 0. Early stages of this semi-final. It's finals footy on ABC Sport with Luke Lewis.
That's just a crazy start. Absolutely crazy. I thought it was a really good step by the Bulldogs with the ball in hand, and they did what they like to do. They kick the ball long, and they always want to try and get their first tackle inside that 20-metre zone. They did that very, very well, and a great charge down, a bit of pressure there from Xiaomi, and get an early points on the board, 2-0 after 2 minutes of footy.
And the kickoff is basically like the start of the game. Deep to Galvin, given to King, and King meets the defence, and Canterbury Bankstown will play the ball at the start of this set, 11 metres from the Cauldron end, the northern end of Stadium Australia. Kiraz down the middle third, meets 3 defenders, met there by Kenny and Leota and others, played to Marnie, given to King. King just gets beyond the 20. He's 15 in from touch on the western side, just beyond the red stripe at the northern end. Marnie fields Salmon in field, and Salmon's taken before getting to the 30. Another of the former Penrith players played in that 22 premiership for the Panthers. Early in the set, Burton kicks downfield from inside the 30. It's caught other end of the field on the 20 by Edwards on his chest. That was a rocket kick. He beats the first tackle of Tupanua before being taken down. Edwards to play it on the 40. Now Alamotti for the Panthers. Out on that right edge. Stopped in the tackle of kick out, just short of halfway. Cleary feeds blindside to Tungor. Isaac Tungor with 3 around him. King there to make the tackle, along with Renakama and also Galvin. Infield runs Martin now. Liam Martin ricochets off the tackle of Tupanua before being grasped by Marnie. Ball played. Penrith 35 from the Dogs line. Again, Tupanua out of the line. Tried to put a head on Leota. Only got to grasp him, arm at him. Marnie makes the tackle. Last play. Penrith 25 out. Cleary puts a bomb to the attacking right side. Alamati knocks it back. It hit Galvin. Did he play it? Don't think so. Ricochets to Tracy. Bulldogs ball. And Tracy is tackled. Canterbury Bankstown have it. The Doggies lead 2-0. And we're early into this game. 5 minutes play.
Yeah, just back into an arm wrestle now. And the Panthers, they look pretty good there. Getting through that set. Nice little bit of a challenge on that kick there. And the Bulldogs got the ball back. So good work there by the Bulldogs. But this is just a bit of a back and forth stuff now.
Burton beyond the 20 for the Dogs, and now Kiraz down the middle third. And back into the team last week, Jacob Kiraz had a big hand against the Storm. Plays it here on his 30 to the right. Galvin gives it on to Preston. Preston gets through McLean before eventually being stopped by To'o and also Kenny. And does the inside Dogs territory. 1 man infield to Tracy. The fullback met and put down by the tackle of Leota. Last place is referee Klein. Burton receives the pass, puts a high left foot kick downfield. It'll come down. Alamotti's underneath it. Catches it pretty comfortably. Defensive right side on the 20. Gain of 4 or 5 metres before he's met there by Kickow and Galvin and King, and pushed back a couple of metres as the Panthers hit it up. Gibbsy, how's it feel touchline?
Yeah, no, it feels strong, but there's a problem here for Casey McLean. You'll notice on the western touchline, he went in to make the tackle on Preston. There's a penalty for Penrith. They'll get out of trouble easily, but he's in trouble, Casey McLean. He reeled out of the tackle just in front of me. He hit his shoulder on something hard of Jacob Preston's.
Yeah, and just getting that arm manipulated by the trainer. Has been given a thumbs up, and that's a gift, Louis, for the Panthers. Not a great gain, though, on the kick downfield. They'll start this set 5 from halfway.
No, but you don't want to do this with Penrith. You don't want to give penalties away while they're coming out of their own end. You've got to make them work hard. You don't want to just give them simple little plays where they're going to get their first play the ball right on halfway.
6.5 minutes into the game. 2-0 to the Dogs. Leota with an offload to Yo. Keeps it alive there to Smith, but Lindsay Smith's held up in the tackle. 5 metres attacking side of halfway for the Panthers. Kenny at dummy half. Well, he looks left, he looks right. In the end, marker defence. Salmon's there to stop him, but Kenny gets a bit of drive in the thighs. Gain a few metres. Plays at 35 out. Yo, one man to the right. Taken by Tupanua. And Isaiah Yo to play at 32 metres from the Canterbury line for the Panthers. Shifted to the right. Cleary at the line. Passes to Edwards. Gives it to Tonga to Alamotti. Up to the 20. Alamotti steps in field. Beats a couple of tackles before Marnie comes from behind to stop him 5 metres out. Edwards distributes infield to Cleary. Cleary's pass is loose. Smith gathers on the bounce. Lightning hands through the hands of Sorensen from McLean to the edge, and To'o drive dives for the corner. Brian To'o scores the try. Hardly classically clean from Penrith, but Brian To'o has gone in. He's made good of it, and the Panthers score first. 4-2 kick to come.
Yeah, well, when it's semi-final type football, you just got to get the ball to Brian To'o. He loves to score tries in semi-finals. He comes up with a really nice one here, and it wasn't the best skill, like you said, Q, from the Panthers. It was a really nice break on that right edge. It was Alamotti, but he gets up, quick play the ball, and they kick the ball alive. It was last play. Quick hands in from Sorensen to McLean. McLean quickly tips it over to Brian To'o, and he just puts the ears back and goes for that corner, and he's a great finisher, and he's so strong, Brian To'o. And there's a nice try for the Panthers.
John Gibbs on the touchline.
He's got an unbelievable record. This is his 17th final, and he's only lost 2 so far, and he's scored 16 tries, 17 finals and 16 tries. He's up there with the all-time greats, and that was beautiful stuff because they knew they had to get it out the back line. The ball had bounced, as you say, but Cleary quick hands, and Casey McLean, well, that would have tested his sore shoulder out. I'd say most likely a burner, and as a result, Nathan Cleary tries to add the extras from right on the touchline, western side, just in front of me.
Brian To'o now with 7 tries in 15 games this season. Missed a bit of the season with a hamstring injury. He was rested late in the year. Great one-handed finish again. A couple of defenders coming across. But To'o, excellent execution to get that ball planted in the northwestern corner.
But even that skill before, Q, that little shorthand raid over in that right edge, bang, 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 through the hands to get Alamotti in the open was beautiful as well.
Nathan Cleary has the best goal-kicking percentage in the NRL this year, 87%. This is a tester for him, though. Half a metre in from the western touchline and 21 metres out. Left side for the right-footed kicker. He approaches, strikes, does not deviate from black dot. Brilliant conversion from Nathan Cleary, and the Panthers answer the early penalty goal to the Bulldogs. Penrith 6 lead Canterbury Bankstown 2. Finals footy on ABC Sport with Quentin Hull, Johnny Gibbs and this man, Luke Lewis.
Isn't it funny how good he is under pressure, Nathan Cleary? 60-something thousand people here, maybe even more, screaming, and he just nails it straight through the uprights and just makes it look so easy.
70 from 80 attempts in the NRL this year. 70 goals from 80 attempts, 87%. Bulldogs with the kickoff. It's caught by Talangi. A couple of metres in the field of play, gives it off to Lindsay Smith, and he's taken about a dozen metres from the southern in-goal area on the most gorgeous of Sunday afternoons for cutthroat footy. Now Sorensen rocked back by a strong tackle. Tupanua's really pinging out of the line. King made the first grapple. Tupanua with the extra mayo on it. Now Leota down the middle third. Marnie has to hang on. Needs some help. Gets it from Salmon and Galvin. Leota plays it short of the 30. Kenny gives it right. One out to Yo. Crunches into Tupanua. Marnie down low. King up top there as well. Ball played. Panthers are 15 inside their own half. Running it upfield off that To'o try. Edwards now just beyond the 40. 8 from halfway as Ref Klein says that's fine. End of the set. Cleary, was he beyond the 40 with the kick? He's gone for one of those curlers towards the western touchline. Tracy's gathered it right near you, Gibbsy, on the 20, and he's up to the 30 with the kick return.
Oh, that was dangerous. That was almost a Nathan Cleary special. Connor Tracy was awake up to it. They're under a bit of pressure here because Penrith are making ground comfortably, and with good kicks like that from Nathan Cleary and a good chase, they're under enormous strain.
Sherry won a run infielder now. Carraz next play. He's pushed back a metre or two. Dogs 15 inside their own half. Penrith lead the game 6 points to 2 on ABC Sport. King gains 10 down the middle third. Plays it to Marnie. Runs the halfway. Feeds the left edge for kick out. Takes contact. One-handed offload out the back to Salmon. Passes right for Galvin. Pass and under contact. Ball's loose. Bobbles around. 4 and 5 hands try and jump on it. Eventually.
First one's off the Bulldogs. Second one's off Penrith.
So there you hear from Ash Klein. Eventually Scott Sorensen jumped onto that. So original knock on Bulldogs, no advantage. Pinged around, it was a bit messy there, but Lockie Galvin was targeted there by Blaze Talungi.
Yep, there's good work there by Blaze Talungi. Come on, put a bit of pressure on. Lockie Galvin has to throw that ball out, which is an ugly one. And then it comes off the Bulldogs, goes forward, and they're lucky that McLean doesn't pick it up and run under the stick. So I feel like the Bulldogs got lucky on that occasion.
Know each other pretty well from schoolboy days, those two. Two of the brightest stars in the competition, Lockie Galvin and Blaze Talungi. Penrith win the scrum on halfway. One play to the left for Leota for To'o, and he's tackled. And a 6 again on a grapple though, so a ping here as Sorensen bruises forward, gains 10. We'll get to his feet, 32 from the Dogs line, slightly left edge. Can he pass the centre field through Yo onto Leota? Moses Leota just beyond the 30. We'll get to his feet and play at 28 from the Dogs line. Yo at the line, pops it up to Cleary, through the hands to the left. Smith onto Talungi, nice tackle, Sherry. Got him around the thighs to bring him down. Penrith play at 20 metres out. Can he passes right in centre field? Cleary to the right for Yo at the line, pops it up for Edwards. Cut out to the edge. Tunnel, quick hands for Alamotti. Alamotti to the corner, pushes off Tracy, goes in to score. A second Penrith try. Just too strong. Paul Alamotti on the right. Oh, he had work to do, Louis. But what a confident finish from Paul Alamotti. Panthers 10, Bulldogs 2, kick to come.
Well, you just talk about, Sunday afternoon football, and it suits the Panthers because their skill out wide is brilliant. And everyone doing their job here. Dylan Edwards throws the ball out the back, but that quick pass there from Tangor to hit Alamotti on the chest just gives him a chance to get the ball at full flight. Then when he's at full flight, he gets to look up and use that body and that strength of his, that beautiful balance, and uses that nice big bump. Scores a great try. And this is why Cleary's put him back in, because he can finish tries like this with that kind of experience. Brilliant work from the Panthers.
Well, he had to earn that one, Gibbsy. What a finish.
Yeah, it was a great finish over that northeastern corner, but that all came about because Blaze Talungi put the hit on Lachlan Galvin, or put him under pressure. He jammed him, and the Westfield Sports High teammates, he came up top to Blaze, and as a result they got the good field position after the scrum, and we saw in the first try to To'o, a good quick ball from Casey McLean. On that occasion, great hands from Isaac Tungall to Paul Alamotti, who, as you say, had a lot to do, but did it in style.
One of the few that's gone the other way. So much talk about Canterbury getting players from Penrith. Well, Alamotti was a part of the collateral damage there, I call it that, from Belmore, after having played 19 games in 2023 for the Bulldogs, but now he's already a premiership winner for the Panthers, and he's scored early today. Opposite side now for Cleary. Right wing for the right footer from 21 metres out. Same result. Another sideline conversion for Nathan Cleary. And after the early penalty goal for the Bulldogs, the Panthers have gone bang, bang, and the four-time champs lead the Dogs. It's 12 points to 2, finals footy on ABC Sport.
Yeah, that breaks you too. When you look at, you're sitting there behind the goals. It's the try scored over in the corner. You see Nathan Cleary absolutely nail it from the sideline. And they go, it takes a little bit more wind out of that sail, but they're going to be hard. The Panthers, they're really starting to come in their own the last probably 3 or 4 sets. They're looking really, really sharp.
Dogs really need to settle here. Burton with the kick-off. It's going to be taken by To'o, defensive left corner, just in the field of play, decides to run it back himself. And Brian Tyra, again, 4 or 5 post-contact metres, Louis, to get to the 20. Taking Karazin, also Preston on the right, who are the tackling duo there. Smith back towards the middle third for Penrith. Lindsay Smith will play the ball on the 30. Kenny directs it to Leota, bumps off Marnie. Then under pressure from Kiko, got an offload to Kenny. He keeps it alive to Edwards. Throws a dummy, decides to take the tackle of Tupanua, Salmon and King. 3 Dogs there to make the play. Penrith just beyond their 30. Give it to Martin. Liam Martin, best on ground in the grand final here last year. He's taken 10 from halfway. Plays it to Kenny. Good pace about the play for the Panthers as Yo rolls down the middle third. He's ordered to play the ball standing right in the middle of Stadium Australia. Last play of the set. Cleary with a high right foot kick downfield. Rinakama catches pretty comfortably a dozen from his own line and just short of the 20 on the kick return.
Yeah, well, it's important here the Bulldogs complete this set, get a long kick downfield. I'm just watching the energy. There's about 3 or 4 Bulldogs players still in the backfield, just standing still, not moving, stuck in a big one. So it must be pretty quick down there.
14 and a half minutes into the game. Penrith 12, Canterbury Bankstown 2. Doggies just beyond their 20, running it upfield down to John Gibbs on the touchline.
Yeah, they are under incredible pressure, the Bulldogs, and nothing's happening. And then you're right, Louis, it took them an eternity to get back in position. And have a look at the Panthers. They are on their toes.
King down the middle third, and a dozen from halfway still, Max King, at the end of this set for Canterbury Bankstown. So Galvin's going to have to kick downfield with the right boot from inside the 20, won't threaten the touchline. Comfortable catch for To'o, a dozen from his own line, runs over the 20 and short of the 30 as he tackled, quickly plays it again. Talangi in a dummy half, beats McLean who runs in field. Casey McLean stopped on the Panthers 30. And again, everything that Penrith is doing, it's slick, quick run from Edwards, wants to get to his feet quickly to play it. Does so to Kenny. Panthers 10 inside their own half as Alamotti comes in for a run. Just inside his own half when put down. Kenny now feeds Leota right side of the ruck, gets into attacking territory. Sexton there to hang on, along with kick out to complete the tackle. Last play Panthers, 40 from the Canterbury line. Cleary with another bomb. This time it's Tracy underneath it to catch it, and he does so for the Dogs. Couple of metres from his own line, kick return gets beyond the 10, make it 15 from that Cauldron in goal area as the Bulldogs will start this set. 12 points to 2. It's Penrith leading Canterbury Bankstown finals footy on ABC Sport. Rinakama has a run and gets to the 20. Now Burton runs infield. Matt Burton playing in the number 4 today for the Dogs. Midway goal line and halfway is his stop. A couple of sets of hands to the right, no way through for Sherry. Bronson Sherry to his feet, plays the ball there. Marnie one-handed pick up, feeds Galvin on the blind side right. Great short ball, puts Preston through a hole, over halfway. He comes to Edwards, feeds it back to Galvin. There's why the big bucks got into Belmore. Lockie Galvin with a brilliant September moment to get the Berries back into it. Creates the pass, finishes it off. That's blue and white number 6, Terry Land style. It's Lockie Galvin, the new generation. 12 points to 6, kick to come.
Well, I was just about to say the Panthers are really starting to rattle the Bulldogs, and then all of a sudden they come over to the right edge, and it was just a bad read there from Casey McLean. He went to sweep out the back, he hedged his bets, and it was a really nice vision from Lockie Galvin to play short to Preston. He goes straight through, shows some beautiful speed, and then he's got Lockie Galvin pushing back up on his inside. He does a great job to finish this try off. He's got a lot of Penrith players coming. He worked that hard to get there, and that's a nice try there for the Doggies. They're back in the game.
Oh, Gibbsy, it's a final Sunday, and the Canterbury Bankstown number 6 is backing up.
Well, they needed that. They absolutely were desperate for that, and it was some Lockie Galvin magic. And I spoke earlier about being unlocked with Toby Sexton on his inside. He came up with beautiful sleight of hand. There was Connor Tracy running around the back, and in between them, it was really tricky. And if you have a look at the replay, you'll see it clearly. The reception was magnificent. Preston into the backfield. Good little jig from dummy half from Reed Barney as well. But he was looking around. He was looking for his winger. It happened so quickly, they weren't there. But Lockie Galvin, who started it, he was too quick, got away from Nathan Cleary and Dylan Edwards.
You reckon Barr's got a smile somewhere, Gibbsy?
Absolutely, because that was a Bar backing up special.
And now Matt Burton will try and convert the try. Created by and finished by Lockie Galvin. Burton 8 metres in from the touchline on the right. 21 metres out. Strikes it with his left boot. Strikes it well. Raises the flags. And I mentioned that the Bulldogs needed to strike back, Louis, and they have. Panthers 12, Bulldogs 8. Finals footy on ABC Sport in gorgeous Sunday afternoon conditions at Stadium Australia.
Yeah, well, they needed that. They really did. But it was a really nice little short-side play and a good eyes up there from Lockie Galvin. And I'm glad that he got the pass back on the inside to get across the line. But 12-8, game back on. But the Panthers are still dominating. A little bit of a bad read there, but the Bulldogs will get a little bit of confidence out of that.
So his 5th try of the season, 4 of those coming in Canterbury colours. He did score 1 for the West Tigers before that much publicised mid-season switch. And again, the kick-off to Galvin, he catches given to King, and King is tackled 15 metres from that northern end. Plays the ball there to Marnie, passes to Carraz, who again happy enough to run that middle third, no way through though. I think Lindsay Smith and Isaiah Yeo knew what was coming at them. McLean as well. They're there to stop Carraz, no great gain on the carry. Marnie back to the right for Preston, runs into the tackle of Talangi as the Bulldogs chant starts to fire up around the throng of 50 to 60,000 here at Stadium Australia. Harry Hayes is out there for the Dogs. Takes a carry to within 15 of halfway. Now to the right. Marnie pops it on to Galvin. He bounces away from Talangi before being taken by Sorensen and Yeo on the NRL logo. Western side right on halfway. Last play, Sexton decides to pass to Burton for a kick downfield. It's pretty deep. Alamotti has to track back to within 10 of his own line to catch a defensive right side. Does so and meets the kick chase brigade. Panthers to start this set on their own 20.
Yeah, I'm now looking at Penrith's boys. They're trying to get back on side. They're struggling now too. So a couple of back-to-back sets in defence for the Panthers and a little bit of fatigue setting. So good work there by the Bulldogs to get this arm wrestle really back on track.
Panthers 12, Bulldogs 8, 21 minutes left in the first half as Talangi's got it for Penrith. Who thinks of an offload, got his arm free but gets jammed into the deck by the tackle of Marnie and King. Plays the ball there to Kenny, give it to Edwards. Takes it one out into attacking territory to Dylan Edwards. Ref line says 5. Last play, Panthers 45 out. Cleary with another right foot bomb at the end of the set. The teenager Renakama's up to the task. Jeffro makes the cash defensive left edge. He's caught immediately by Martin. Bulldogs start this set 15 from their own line. Sexton in at distributor. Gives it one man infield to Burton. Matt Burton tackled on the 20. Dogs fans are saying Mitch Kenny's lying all over him. Is he getting a ping? No, ref's not buying the mood of the crowd as Tracy runs infield. Connor Tracy is taken. 20 in from touch on the western side. 25 metres from that goal line at the northern end. Now Carraz on a blindside run. More metres for Jacob Carraz. He's a tireless carrier of the ball. 15 from halfway when stopped right edge. Infield, Sherry feeds it on to Galvin. Given to King. And King's taken on 5. 8 metres inside Dogs territory. Last play of the set for Canterbury Bankstown. Galvin puts up a right-footed bomb. Shallowish as Edwards comes forward to catch it. 20 metres out from his own line, evades Sherry but can't evade the kick chase of Preston. Penrith start this set on their own 30. To'o receives just to the right of the ruck. 15 from halfway when tackled. 12 points to 8. Penrith lead Canterbury Bankstown. 19 minutes and 20 seconds remain in this first half. Finals footy on ABC Sport as McLean tackle, plays it there to Edwards. Runs out a dummy half. King reels him in by the collar though and makes the tackle. Again, near the NRL logo, western side. Played to Kenny. One man in touch to Smith. And Marnie comes out of the line to buff it into him. Offload though to Yeo. Kept the line to the right. To Cleary, to Papali'i. He up to the 40. Got tackled. Offload to Cleary. Pass to the right edge. Tongo feeds it to the right edge for Alamotti. Up to the 20. Passes infield. And Cleary's there to finish it off. Oh, you don't win 4 in a row for nothing. That is top
September stuff from the reigning champs, and Nathan Cleary scores. Where did that come from, Louis?
Well, I'll tell you what, a couple of little offloads and a nice little bit of vision there from Nathan Cleary is where it all started. There wasn't a whole lot going on. It was a big shot. It started from Reid Marnie, and it sort of popped one of the Penrith players out, keep the ball alive, and then all of a sudden it was game on. Keep the ball out to that right edge, and then you would have loved to be out here. They're not overthinking the play, just play short, and then all of a sudden they had a 3-on-2, and then Tungo just gives the ball to Alamotti. He's been an absolute handful on that right edge. Every time he gets the ball, he's breaking tackles. He looks like something's going to happen, uses his speed, and then Nathan Cleary, who's had a great game to start this semi-final, he comes up with a nice try right under the sticks.
Johnny Gibbs on the touchline. We've been treated already, haven't we?
It's been incredible. The momentum swings are amazing, and I've got to say that try, a little bit like the Bulldogs' previous try against the run of play, because they had been re-energised, the Bulldogs, but that was a hit from Reid Marnie, which is, you know, his intention was to inspire his teammates. Well, Lindsay Smith was rattled, but then he looked up and thought, offload here, gave it to Isaiah Yeo, and then they went into action. Bang, bang, bang. Beautiful ball from Cleary. Isaac Tongo, Paul Alamotti on the inside, Cleary backing up, and he's going to have an easy one to improve his percentage from right in front.
11 metres out and straight in front of the sticks. Kicking it to the cauldron end of Stadium Australia. As expected, no mistake. 3 from 3 for Cleary. Penrith 18 lead Canterbury Bankstown 8. You're hearing the semi-finals here on ABC Sport. The winner heads to Brisbane next week for a preliminary final against the Broncos. Well, it's been everything we've hoped for so far, Louis.
Yeah, it's been a good game. A lot of skill. I love the skill from both sides. That right edge from Penrith, they're looking really sharp. And Tungo's touches on that right edge, just those quick little hands to find Alamotti. He's been silky over there.
Alamotti's had a big start.
Yeah, he's been a big crate.
One of the talking points, as we mentioned, with Thomas Jenkins playing most of the season, but left out for the last couple of weeks. Restart from Burton, DeLungy catches, and Lindsay Smith, the blonde-headed front rower for the Panthers, takes it back into the Berries defence. Penrith 15 from the southern end goal. Left edge. Salmon jumps out of the line, tries to put a hit on Sorensen. Doesn't really get him. Sorensen taken though by Sherry. Now Papali'i with a run up to the 30. Isaiah Papali'i gets to his feet. Plays the ball there to Kenny. Pass right for Redwoods. Through the hands to Cleary. Pops it up for Martin. Martin tries to fend away from Burton. Gets through him. But Rinna Kama's there with Sexton to make the tackle. Martin plays it short of halfway. Infield runs Tongo. Hits the defence. Pops it up to Cleary. Cleary's legs taken away by Marnie in the finish tackle finished by King. End of the set. So it's going to be another kick up. It's Talangi with a bomb to Carraz's right wing. He catches as soon as he starts at the turf though. He's smashed by Casey McLean. And the Dogs will start this set. 5 from the northern end. Not too far away from our man on the touchline, Johnny Gibbs.
This is impressive from Penrith. They might have had the try scored against them. They might have got to 12-8, but they just lifted another notch. But here's a penalty for a high tackle. So as a result, Canterbury will get out of their own territory quite comfortably. I've got to say, on that right side, where Tungo's giving some delightful balls to Paul Alamotti, every time he gets the ball, Jethro Ridder-Karma is breaking out in carbuncles.
Well, who got him there?
I think it was Liam Martin that got him. We're seeing the replay. Papali'i was the first man to make contact, and then maybe Martin's left shoulder, Louis.
Yeah.
We didn't get the best of angles.
I don't think it was Papali'i. It looks like he comes from underneath, so I'm going to say Martin.
Yeah, the angle we saw wasn't definitive, but it doesn't look like it's anything of too much further consequence. But the penalty gets the Dogs some valuable territory downfield. They're 5 from halfway, second play. Taken forward here by Harry Hayes for the Bulldogs. Gets to his feet and plays the ball. Marnie passes to Salmon. Keeps it moving to the right through the hands. Galvin on to Tracy. Tracy draws To'o. Oh, not enough though. Pop the pass to Carraz, and then To'o was good enough to peel off and make the tackle and tackle Carraz over the western touchline. Boy, he gets a lot of raps for a lot of other things, but Brian To'o there, gee, Louis, kept his composure on the defensive left wing.
Yeah, how good have both their wingers been? You know, we've been talking about Paul Alamotti, but now Brian To'o's come with some massive carriage out of his own end. He scored a great try and then a beautiful read. He's put himself in a position here where he can make the tackle on Connor Tracy, and then when he passes the ball, he just slides straight on to Carraz and then takes him out and gets the ball back for the Panthers. It's a big play there from To'o.
15 minutes to the break. Penrith 18, lead the Bulldogs 8. Quentin Hull, Luke Greg Lewis and John Gibbs with you for finals footy on ABC Sport. Smith with the ball for Penrith. Tackled left edge and 41 metres from the Dogs line. Plays the ball to Kenny. Passes infield to Yo. Now on to Cleary, who steps past Kickow, but can't get through the second wave of defence, led by Hayes and King. Cleary to play it, 35 out, slightly right edge. Kenny passes back left and centre field. Salmon rushes out to tackle Yo. Yo gets an offload away to Talangi. Talangi can't get through Galvin, and ref Klein says 5. Last play Penrith, 32 metres from the Dogs line. Cleary puts in a kick. It's much of a muchness, really, not one of the top draw from Cleary. Tracy catches it pretty comfortably under no real pressure. Dogs have got it a half dozen metres from their own line.
Yeah, and that's where they like to make the teams start their sets. It's another penalty now for the Bulldogs coming out of their own end. Isaiah Yo gets maybe a little bit of a love tap around the chin on Bronson Sherry, and that's why they'll get the penalty. But they've been doing a good job about kicking that ball, landing inside the 10. They just can't give it. Yeah, that's what it was. Gets a love tap around the chin.
Yeah, bicep into the nose, and Bronson Sherry knew it straight away. And again, it doesn't look like it's going to be much more than a penalty, but a couple of times now the Dogs have been marched out of their own 20 with the help of a penalty. Kick for touch finds at about 15 from halfway. Sherry first carries about 7 inside Dogs territory. 13 and a half to the break. Penrith 18, lead Canterbury Bankstown 8. Gorgeous Sunday conditions at Homebushes. Salmon goes to halfway. Now to the left, Sexton pops it up for Hayes, but Martin's there to make a good one-on-one tackle. Harry Hayes to play for the Dogs out in the left edge. Marnie passes back right in centre field. Sexton through the hands, gave it to Burton, lost it. Great defensive read from Blaze to Lung. He knew it was coming. Hit him hard, and Burton drops the ball.
If you filthy Matty Burton, you can see the look on his face. But that's a great read there from Blaze Talangi. He just comes up and in. He puts him in a position where he can't really pass the ball. He has to take his medicine, but just hits him right on top of the ball and forces it out.
Young man making his way, gives he Blaze Talangi, but a couple of big defensive plays in this first half.
After it.
Panthers have got it 5 from halfway. Alamotti, who scored the second of the 3 Penrith tries, plays the ball there. Now up to halfway, the run of Papali'i. Just beyond halfway as he stopped, plays the ball. Kenny gives it on to Martin right side, but Kickow's there to make the tackle. Penrith 41 out, 20 in from touch on the Kathy Freeman stand side of the field. Liam Henry's now out there for Penrith. He's tackled, and penalty goes to Penrith here. Ref line coming in now. Kurt Mann was in that tackle with Reid Marnie. Just trying to pick up what the call was for there. Anyway, Nathan Cleary decides to take the tap. So they rumble downfield, and the first carry from Papali'i. They're 25 metres out, the Panthers. Now given to the right, another of the black-helmeted bench brigade. It's Liam Henry taken down for Penrith. 18 metres out, slightly right edge. Kenny back to the left and centre field. Cleary pops it back to the right for Yo. Kickouts there to take his legs. Salmon up top to finish the tackle. Panthers 11 metres out. Kenny to the left for Cleary at the line. Pops it up to Talangi. Second man McLean. Lightning hands. Topo over in the left corner again. Too good. Too slick from the chance. A double in the first half for Brian To'o. Penrith 22. Bulldogs 8 kick to come.
Unbelievable. How good are they? Seriously, they're just so slick, this Penrith outfit. And it feels like they just get better and better when these games get bigger and bigger. But every one of the Penrith players on this left edge doing their job. Just running into the right hole, Scotty Sorensen. You've got Blaze Talangi hanging out the back. Gets the pass nicely. And then just a quick little tip on. Actually, it was Papali'i that runs into that hole, excuse me. But really nice pass out the back. And then just that quick tip on. Both their centres this afternoon, their little tip on passes have been absolutely beautiful. They're catching the ball out in front, quick little pass on hitting their winger on the chest, and then all they have to do is worry about catching and running to the line, and they get across the line for a double already, Brian Toll. So what's the record now, Gibbsy?
17 finals and 17 tries, Louis. He is just a freak, and in those 17 games so far, he's only lost 2 finals, which is just amazing. But the work on the inside by Mitch Kenny and Nathan Cleary is brilliant as well. He ran to the line, Nathan Cleary, a little bit of a double pump. Isaiah Papali'i running through as a decoy, then bang, 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 Blaze Talangi, Casey McLean, Bryant Kyle over untouched, and just remember that was on another big Blaze Talangi tackle where he jammed Matt Burton that they had the ball back.
And just had another look at the replay. Caraj left before acceptances on that right side coming in to try and jam him, Louis. Brian Tyler thought, okay, if you're going to give me that space, good night. A little bit of a kinder angle for Nathan Cleary here. 5 in from the left, 21 metres out. Perfect so far today. It continues in that way. 4 from 4 with the boot for Nathan Cleary. And it's the Panthers 24 leading the Bulldogs 4 with about 10 minutes left in this first half finals footy on ABC Sport with Quentin Hull, Luke Lewis and John Gibbs. Thanks for your text messages, 0467 920 222. A couple of those country grand finals will give you half-time scores. In Group 9, Gundagai 10 lead the Kangaroos 6. Meanwhile, in the Newcastle Rugby League grand final half-time, it's Maitland 22 leading Cessnock 4. That's at half-time, with Maitland looking to make it 4 premierships in a row. 0467 920 222. Earlier today in the Queensland Cup, North's too good for winner Manly to set up a grand final against Burleigh next weekend. From the restart, Papali'i 15 from the southern end with the first carry. Oh, now Sorensen's put on his rump. Slipped a little bit, got hit by Salmon. Gets up, he's okay, plays the ball. Given on to Henry. Liam Henry taken just short of the 30 as Penrith go about their business. Again, the energy, the pace, the neatness about the way they go about their work. Off the kickoff, just eating metres upfield. Yo to the 40. Now Kenny off left shoulder to Papali'i. He draws the tackle there of Hayward, who's out in the field, Bailey Hayward. But a little offload, no gain though for Talangi on the second phase. Plays it 5 from halfway. Now to the right, they run it. Cleary to the edge for Henry. Give it to Martin. Martin over the 40, over the 30. Oh, Tracy intercepts the pass infield and then Tracy is tackled. But referee Klein's coming back. There was a holdback in play, I think.
Henry got held back time after he passed the ball.
So, good refereeing, Ref Klein seeing that infringement, which I must admit I picked up as well in the binos, Louis. He let play go on.
Yeah.
And
definitely the right call. But what about the eyes up play? Great work there by Liam Martin, the footwork. And this is try time. Every day of the week, this is try time. I like to let the play go. But what about the read here from Connor Tracy to take that intercept? Otherwise, it was Nathan Cleary for a double underneath the sticks. It would have been 30-8 with 8 minutes left.
Boy, this is a dangerous 8 minutes for the Bulldogs, Gibbsy. They're in real strife.
They are indeed. What about the step of Liam Martin? He completely bamboozled Toby Sexton. Here they come again, the Panthers.
Is it just me, Luke, or do they seem to be getting better as the season gets longer, Penrith?
Oh, mate, they're getting better. But this is a time that they like to play. I feel like they haven't played. We haven't seen the best of Penrith yet. This is them slowly starting to make their way. But they're a scary side, this Penrith one.
25 metres out on another attacking raid, the Panthers, who in their black with the gold trim, the Vegas strip, the champion strip. 20 metres out, played by Yo to the left. Cleary at the line, pops it up for Talangi, runs it himself, but Sherry and Galvin close the door and make the tackle and Blaze Talangi left edge. Kenny feeds it back infield to Cleary, running it himself, Nathan. Man's there though to make the tackle, a couple of metres short, just to the left of the uprights. Last play, Penrith. Kenny grubbers for the in-goal area, and Henry's there all by himself. Touchdown in a somersaulting motion. It's another try to Penrith. They've got all the tricks. 28 points to 8 kick to come. Liam Henry, the latest to join the party, and the champs are blowing the Bulldogs away in this first half.
Well, it's absolutely mind-blowing just how good Penrith are. But you know what? They're not doing anything crazy. They're just completing their sets. They're waiting for their chances. Every person doing their job. Every person out in that field is a threat. Nathan Cleary runs the ball. You've got Blaze Talangi running the ball. Everyone's running into the right holes. So it's either an option of a short pass or just a simple missed tackle. And then a beautiful little kick out of the dummy half there from Mitch Kenny. And then just a really nice bounce there from Liam Henry. He gets a nice try and then puts the Panthers out to 28 points to 8 with a kick to come. There's still 6.5 minutes left on the clock.
Gibbsy on the touchline.
This is incredible. This is not bad play from the Bulldogs. Yes, they've made a couple of mistakes, and Connor Tracy came up with an intercept a little while ago where Nathan Cleary was going to score his second try, but Nathan Cleary ran to the line. You don't know whether he's going to kick, he's going to pass, or whether he's going to run, and he has just got his game under control, but he got up and played the ball after being tackled a metre short, and Mitch Kenny, the beautiful grubber kick. But what about the athleticism from William Henry, the somersault even?
Party tricks, literally and figuratively. Gibbsy, Cleary from straight in front to add the extras. 5 first half converted tries for the reigning champs, and we've still got 5.5 minutes to go. Penrith 30, Canterbury Bankstown 8. Few just tuning in. Louis, explain, how have they done this, the Panthers?
They just complete, asking questions on every play, completing, they're kicking the ball down the other end. The Bulldogs, you remember, their try that they got was from the other end of the field. They just got one bad read from the Panthers. They went through. The Bulldogs have not had a chance. They're just running harder. They're doing everything absolutely perfect. They're not pushing the pass, and the Bulldogs are really starting, probably a little bit of fatigue already starting to set in.
5 minutes and 45 seconds left in this first half. Another kickoff from the Dogs. Caught by Talangi, given to Papali'i, who's tackled 15 metres again from that southern in-goal area. There's a lot of those pink Penrith strip supporter jerseys down that southern end. They'd be loving what they're seeing at the opposite end on the big screens. 5 tries to 1 in the first half. Yo now right edge of the ruck, tackled by Kickow. Penrith just short of the 30 as Isaiah Yo, his 24th final, one of the 7 four-time winners in this team today, plays it. Another one of that group, it's Edwards down the middle third, taken about 17 metres inside his own half, played to Kenny, given to Cleary, who pops it back to Kenny, a little bit of a variation onto Papali'i flat forward. Gets going, but doesn't go far. Taken about 8 inside Panthers territory. Last place is referee Klein. Kenny passes to the right for a Cleary kick from inside the 40. That's gone very, very high. Tracy catches it well, 20 from his own line, and the Dogs fullback with the kick return gets up to the 30. Dogs must hold here. Gee, if they could find a try, that'd be even better. 30 points to 8 for the Panthers. Nice run on the left edge there from young Renakama. Plays at 9 from halfway. Hayes receives from dummy half. Gets tackled around the ankles by Tongol. Dogs inside their own territory by a couple of metres. Now Mann receives from Hayward. Mann down the middle third, takes the Dogs into attacking territory. Kurt Mann for Canterbury Bankstown, 42 from Penrith's line. To the right it's Cairns. Galvin to Tracy, gives it on to Sherry. Nice tackle though by McLean to bring him down. Last play Canterbury, right edge and 30 metres from Penrith's line. Back to left and centre field for Galvin. Runs it, gives a pass. A kick at the end of the set there from Hayes. I don't think that was intended. He kicks it straight to Talangi. Step through one before being stopped. 21 metres from the Penrith line. 4 minutes to the break, Louis. Panthers 30, Bulldogs 8.
Yeah, and here's the Panthers again, just working out of their own end. But I tell you what I like their setup. When they run one more into the middle, they set 2 up, and they have a shift out the back, and they keep getting a 4-on-2 or a 4-on-3. And it wouldn't surprise me if they take one before half-time.
McLean plays it for Penrith. On the red stripe of the 40 at the defensive end. Now Alamotti runs infield down the middle third, taken by Salmon and also Hayward. Penrith just beyond halfway on the run from the winger. Now Edwards has a run to the right of the ruck. Dylan Edwards loses his pants. We get to see a bit more of Dylan Edwards today than we would have thought. Plays at 35 out. Down to the right. Cleary chips in behind the line, but it's caught by Tracy, and he's tackled. And Gibbsy, you've got a crack view on the sideline there, haven't you?
Oh, it's fantastic, and the crowd has gone a little bit quiet, but this has been a superb performance by the Panthers. We talk about what they're doing on the edges, but up the middle, Isaiah Yo has been, he's just been colossal. He has been fantastic. He sets it up, and his coordination with Cleary is fantastic.
Dogs on their own 30. Preston is going to take the tackle. He's going to be 15 from halfway eventually when stopped. Jacob Preston for Canterbury Bankstown plays it to Hayward, given to Mann, and Kurt Mann, well, he looked left, but the defence was in front of him, so he has to take the tackle. Ref Klein says 5. Last play coming up for the Berries. 10 inside their own half. Galvin with a deep kick downfield. Edwards saunters to his left, catches comfortably 10 from his own line, runs up to the 20, and Carraz makes a one-on-one tackle. So 2 minutes, 18-17 and counting here. Penrith 30, leading Canterbury Bankstown 8. Penrith with the ball, 30 from their own line. A little one-out run from dummy half, taken midfield and on his own 30. Now Alamotti comes in for a run on that right edge. Stopped 11 inside Panthers territory, played it to Kenny. And Tungor hits it with pace, got through the tackle of Man. Lucky there was help there for the Dogs. Hayward makes the tackle again. Penrith on the front foot to the left. Edwards, Cleary to the hands of Talangi. Pops it up to McLean. Tackle, keeps it alive. Cleary with a double pump. Dummy, passes to Toto. Runners in field for Isaiah Papali'i. The Panthers are toying with the Bulldogs. That's another try. 90 seconds to the break. This is irrepressible from the four-time champions. That is a sixth first-half try. And it's 34 points to 8 with the kick to come. And we haven't even got to oranges.
Unbelievable. When you think there's, I start looking at the clock, they'll probably just shut up shop. They're not going to play anymore. Then a nice little shift over to that edge. Nathan Cleary stays alive. And then McLean just passes to him. He just goes a nice little run. And then the vision there from Brian Toll just to put the kick back in field. And then a nice simple little try there for Isaiah Papali'i. And it's just another little bit of points to the collection before half-time. It's going to be 36 points to 8 before it's all over. I cannot see where the points come from the Bulldogs. It's almost game over.
A belated 27th birthday present for Isaiah Papali'i. Gibbsy turned 27 yesterday.
Yeah, and that was fantastic work by Brian Toto. I mean, on the inside, seriously, Nathan Cleary's all over the park. He and Isaiah they are just Goliaths in this side. He's a right side player predominantly. He wheeled around the left side, saw there's an opportunity, got the ball, and with Casey McLean, Brian Toto, on the kick from Brian Toto, he didn't kick it off the instep. He purposefully kicked it off the outside of the foot, knowing that that was the thing to do. But Nathan Cleary is showing the ball, throwing dummies. Now he'll convert it. I mean, it's amazing.
Just to the left of the uprights. There's only 15 seconds left on the timepiece in the first half. Cleary makes it a perfect 6 from 6 in an exceptional 40 minutes of football from the Panthers. 36 points to 8. Will we get the kickoff? I think so. Just. 36 points to 6. Toto with 2 tries. Alamotti, Cleary, Henry and Papali'i. And they haven't been just simple tries. They've been made look simple, Louis, but there's been some wonderful football.
No, the skill level of this Penrith side is just absolutely phenomenal.
Burton with the restart. Dogs just need to get to half-time. Caught by Talangi. Given to Papali'i. This will be the last carry of the first half, and he has taken 20 from his own line. I think he might have lost the ball there, but the hooter sounds anyway. What a 40 minutes of football from the Penrith Panthers. And to think, this is a team that spent 4 weeks last on the ladder against a team that had 12 weeks on top. It seems like an eon ago. It's just a stat, but it's a part of the story of this extraordinary team from the foot of the Blue Mountains. Penrith 36 lead Canterbury Bankstown 8 at half-time. 2 tries for To'o. Alamotti, Cleary, Henry and Papali'i have been in on the party as well. Cleary with 6 from 6. While for the Bulldogs, their only try coming to Lockie Galvin, who put Jacob Preston through a hole on the right edge, then backed up on the inside to complete the play. Burton kicked a conversion after having kicked an earlier penalty goal. 36 to 8, Louis. Boy, some 40 minutes of football that.
Absolutely amazing. But you know what? I can't even remember when the Bulldogs attacked their line. The only time they got an opportunity up there was really off that charge down where they took the penalty goal. They haven't had another chance. The try they scored was coming out of their own end from a nice little play down the short side. But they have been struggling to get out of their own end. The Panthers are just eating up meters at will. They look really sharp on the right and the left. The middles are doing a whole lot of damage. Nathan Cleary's having an absolute blinder. The 2 centres, the skill level they're showing out there with their little passes to hit their wingers have been absolutely perfect. This side, and you know what's funny? They don't even look like they've gone into second gear. They're just cruising along at the moment, the Penrith Panthers.
G'day to Warren from Blacktown, Kieran from Horsley. We're getting a few. Jim from Gloucester, Gibbsy on the touchline. They're saying if Andrew was here, it'd be GSB, and we're not even halfway through the game.
Well, I'd take the proxy, and it is GSB. How are they going to get out of this? Seriously, I mean, over the last few weeks, yes, they were running last after round 12. They had that loss, that stunning loss against Newcastle. They then reset, and they've just been surging up the ladder ever since. The games they've lost have been by a couple of points, but the important thing is they haven't been conceding points. And Louis just made mention of the fact they haven't attacked the line. The only try they've scored was from long range, completely against their own play. The charge down from Viliami. Apart from that, there's been diddly squat, nothing. It's 6 line breaks to 1. They've completed at 95%. Penrith and Canterbury Bankstown have got no answer. Who wants to play Penrith going for 5 successive premierships on a sunny day or a dry day? I know the grand final will be played at night, but these conditions as it is, they just suit the Panthers down to the ground. Even last week against the Warriors, they could create a few problems because it was slippery and wet, but in these conditions, they're just about unbeatable.
And a text here, a moment of mirth. Charlie from Campbelltown, thank you for your message. 0467 920 222. Charlie texts, on behalf of the rest of the NRL, can Mary Fowler please hurry up and convince Nathan Cleary that Manchester is a wonderful place to live, because this is absolutely insane, and at this rate the Dragons' record might be at risk. Regards, Charlie from Campbelltown.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they're not at risk yet. Well, how many did they win? 11?
Yeah.
But, look, this side, when it comes this time of year, it's scary. You don't want to play them. This is the type of stuff they can do. So, and you know what? I do believe they've got so many more levels to go, which is scary.
And look, it's not the same, but I will throw this out there. Remember the game in Canberra earlier this year where the Dogs were getting flogged at half-time? They found something in the second half there. Different kettle of fish today, but we're clutching a bit, aren't we?
Oh, 36 points.
36.
Oh, they've got to find 34 points.
Well, yeah, at the moment they trail by 28 points at 36
yeah,
to 8.
That's right.
Yeah. With 2 tries, Alamotti, Cleary, Henry and Papali'i also scoring tries, 6 from 6 for Cleary. Galvin, the only try scorer for the Bulldogs. Burton converted it. He kicked an earlier penalty goal as well. Just before the news, around the grounds in the AFLW, 2 full-time scores have come through. The Brisbane Lions have beaten the Western Bulldogs. Lions 6-13-47 over the Bulldogs 3-4-22. Remember, Saturday afternoon next week across the country, the AFL Men's Grand Final between Geelong and Brisbane. Meanwhile, the other W scored today. St Kilda has beaten Richmond, the Saints 6-7-43 for the Tigers 5-6-36. In the NBL, Melbourne United has beaten the New Zealand Breakers 114-82. Half-time in the semi-final at Stadium Australia. Penrith fans, get on the Google. See what the flights are to Brisbane next Sunday. You're halfway there. You may be even further than that. But at half-time, it's Penrith 36, leading Canterbury Bankstown 8. More from Stadium Australia after a trip to the newsroom.
Hello, this is ABC News with David Rowlands. Optus says the outage that resulted in 600 000 calls failing on Thursday occurred after internal processes were not followed. The outage impacted emergency calls in South Australia, Western Australia and the Northern Territory and has been linked to at least 3 deaths. Chief Executive Stephen Roos says 2 emergency calls from New South Wales near the South Australian border also failed. He says 5 people reported the failures to its call centre before the network began taking action.
In relation to the cause of the upgrade failure, early investigations show that it appears that established processes were not followed. In order to establish why this occurred, we are speaking with the individuals involved. As to the full technical detail of the network failure, we will leave that for the investigation.
A senior federal government minister says it's more important for the Prime Minister to maintain low tariffs on Australian goods than meet US President Donald Trump in person. Anthony Albanese is in New York for a major United Nations meeting, but it's still unclear if he'll land his first face-to-face meeting with the US President. When asked about a possible meeting, Energy Minister Chris Bowen pointed to Trump's meetings with other world leaders that have gone awry.
Meeting with the President is always a good thing, but I'll tell you what's even more important is results. I'd much rather Anthony Albanese get a great result for our economy with the world's lowest tariff without a meeting than to have a meeting and get the opposite result, which is what many other world leaders have found themselves in that situation.
The Victorian government says the rollout of contactless card payments for the state's rail network will be finalised early next year, but won't say when they'll be available on buses and trams. The government says new readers are currently being installed across the network, but card payments will only be available on trains early next year before the payment system is rolled out to buses and then trams. The Minister for Transport Infrastructure, Gabrielle Williams, says the government wants to make sure the new system is rolled out efficiently and with minimal disruptions.
We'll be doing it as quickly as we can safely deliver it, keeping in mind that we've both been developing and delivering a new ticketing product while also operating an existing system.
A teenage boy has been arrested following a high-speed pursuit across Sydney's west yesterday. Officers attempted to stop a vehicle believed to be stolen just after 9 o'clock last night at Blacktown, leading to a pursuit along the M4 motorway. During the chase, police say the vehicle crashed into 2 parked cars and rammed 3 police vehicles before driving off. The car was found abandoned in Petersham a short time later. A 17-year-old boy was arrested this afternoon at an Erskineville home and was taken to Newtown Police Station, where he's assisting with inquiries. And a body has been recovered from a home in Sydney's Northern Beaches that was destroyed by a fire 2 days ago. Police say the remains are believed to be of a 71-year-old woman who lived in the Avalon Beach home. New figures show an increase in people leaving New South Wales for other states and territories. Digby Worthmuller has the details.
The Bureau of Statistics figures reveal New South Wales's population grew by 1.2% since last year. Overall population growth across the country saw the number of people living in Australia now sitting at over 27,530,000. Net overseas migration was the major contributor to change across all states and territories, with nearly 98,000 new people in New South Wales. Additionally, interstate migration data shows there were more people leaving the state compared to those arriving in the same period to last year.
California has become the first US state to ban most law enforcement officers from covering their faces while carrying out official business. The ban is a direct response to recent immigration raids in Los Angeles, where federal agents wore masks and refused to identify themselves while making arrests. The bill was signed into law by California Governor Gavin Newsom, who says the Trump administration's crackdown on migrants is like a dystopian sci-fi movie. And British music artist Morrissey has cancelled 2 shows in the US after receiving a death threat ahead of a concert in the Canadian capital, Ottawa. A 26-year-old man was released on bail after allegedly uttering a threat to kill the singer, whose real name is Stephen Morrissey, ahead of his performance at a music festival. The performance went on as planned. However, the singer later cancelled 2 shows in the US states of Massachusetts and Connecticut. Morrissey was the front man of the rock band The Smiths from Manchester before leaving in 1987 to pursue a solo career. This is ABC News.
Hello, Patrick Stack here. Do you like sport and good conversation? Then we've got a great podcast for you. One cracking story, in depth, every day, in under 15 minutes. It's called ABC Sport Daily, and you can find it on the ABC Listen app.
ABC Sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Finals Series.
Cleary's passes loose. Smith gathers on the bounce. Lightning hands through. The hands of Sorensen from McLean to the edge, and To'o drive, dives for the corner. Brian To'o scores the try. Cut out to the edge. To'o quick hands to Alamotti. Alamotti to the corner. Pushes off Tracy. Goes in to score. A second Penrith try. Just too strong. Paul Alamotti on the right. Galvin on the blind side right. Great short ball. Puts Preston through a hole. Over halfway. He comes to Edwards. Feeds it back to Galvin. There's why the big match got into Belmore. Lucky Galvin with a brilliant September moment to get the Berries back into it. Papali'i, he up to the 40. Got tackled, offload to Cleary. Pass to the right edge. Tungo feeds it to the right edge for Alamotti. Up to the 20. Passes infield. And Cleary's there to finish it off. Oh, you don't win 4 in a row for nothing. That is top shelf September stuff from the reigning champs. Panthers 11 metres out. Kenny to the left for Cleary. At the line, pots it up to Talangi. Second man McLean. Lightning hands. To'o over in the left corner again. Too good. Too sleek from the champs. A double in the first half for Brian To'o. Just to the left of the uprights. Last play, Penrith. Kenny, Grubbers for the in-goal area. And Henry's there all by himself. Touchdown and a
somersaulting motion. It's another try to Penrith. They've got all the tricks.
To the left, Edwards, Cleary to the hands of Talangi, pops it up for McLean, tackle, keeps it alive. Cleary with a double pump. Dummy, passes to Toto, rumbles in field for Isaiah Papali'i. The Panthers are toying with the Bulldogs. That's another try.
ABC Sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Final Series.
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And on the ABC Listen app.
What a statement from the reigning champs in the opening 40 minutes. Welcome back to Stadium Australia. My name is Quentin Hull. You're listening to Finals Footy on ABC Sport. Penrith 36-8 leaders over Canterbury Bankstown at half-time. And even just listening back, just the pace at which the Panthers move the ball in setting up those 6 tries, they have been exceptional in the first 40 minutes. Arguably among the best 40 minutes of football we've seen from any team this year, considering the circumstances, considering what's at stake. Loser's gone. Winner goes to Brisbane next week to play the Broncos in a preliminary final. To'o with 2 tries, Alamotti, Cleary, Henry and Papali'i also scoring tries. Lockie Galvin had his moment though, the only try for the Dogs in that first half. I'm calling alongside Premiership winner Luke Lewis. John Gibbs is down on the touchline. You're welcome to join us on 0467 920 222. Please send us your name and where you are texting from. 0467 920 222. I mean, we've seen some good footy this year, but that 40 minutes was something else, Louis.
It was, and you know what? The Bulldogs aren't playing that bad. They haven't done anything wrong. The Panthers are just making them, I don't know, just making them look second rate, but they've literally done nothing wrong.
It's hard to disagree with that. So, what outside of the fact that they're an unbelievable footy team, what are the elements of this now being portrayed? The timing of this Penrith team finding its best football. How does that come about, Luke?
To be fair, they knew that it's been there. It's not that it's how it's come about. I think they knew that it was there, but they had a lot of players missing early in the year. Then a couple of things weren't going their way. A couple of new guys coming to the team, just trying to work out their sort of role in the side. And then all of a sudden it slowly started to click, got a couple of runs. That 9-game winning streak that they went on is a massive key to them. But I do believe that the rest that Ivan Cleary gave his side has definitely sparked them up. It's got them fresh. Everyone is available for this Penrith side. Everyone's available. Semi-final time, going into another grand final for 5 in a row, and they're all fresh and ready to rock and roll. It's been man management's been absolutely spot on.
Panthers are out there. Here come the Dogs. Johnny Gibbs down on the touchline.
Yeah, just incidentally, Reid Marty, he played 31 minutes, so he couldn't do much more, but it was he who put on that big hit on Lindsay Smith, and Lindsay Smith was able to offload. Their ball control has been magnificent, and what has been evident with their surge towards the last couple of months has been their defence. They're keeping size to 10, 12 points. That's what they weren't doing at the start of the year. So today we're seeing their attack. We had perfect conditions, but all players are fine, and Cameron Serrano was calm. He just said, let's score the first try and go from there. And as Louis said, they haven't done much wrong. It's just been an almost flawless display by the Panthers.
And it's on notice. The question's already been raised. When was the last time, if there was one, where 2 teams in the top 4 have gone out in straight sets? We're on the brink of that after, of course, Canberra becoming just the second minor premier to have that happen in the NRL era. The Dogs, of course, finished 3rd. I'm trying to think, has there been an occurrence of such nature? Second half is underway. Penrith lead 36-8. The Panthers now attacking the southern end. They've got the ball, and Edwards pops a short ball there to Papali'i, who's taken, and already Penrith up to about 8 metres from halfway. Kenny at dummy half gives it on to Edwards. Salmon comes out of the defensive line to make the first hit in defence for Canterbury. Edwards plays at end of the set, and Cleary kicks downfield. Not a very deep kick this time. It's caught by Tracy, about a dozen from the goal line, and Connor Tracy for the Bulldogs up to the red stripe of the 20 at the southern end. So Canterbury Bankstown attacking the left of your radio dial. They're running towards the cauldron end of Stadium, Australia, in the second half on this Sunday, where the artificial lights are now on. There's still plenty of natural light about. Kick out here, left edge for the Dogs. 15 in from the western side. Got an offload away after the call of help from Ash Klein. So Xiaomi kick out, playing under duress as well with a suspected fracture in his cheekbone. Plays the ball, couple of passes infield to Kurt Mann, and Mann's tackled just beyond the 30. Still a couple of plays left in the set for the Dogs. To the right, Galvin pops it up onto Preston. Preston's going to be taken, though, by Talangi leading the defensive brigade there. Had Henry and also Sorensen helping out. End of the set. Sexton with the kick downfield from inside the 40. Kicks it to Edwards. Catches on the 10. Runs over the 20. Accelerates to the 30. Good kick return. He's about 16 from halfway when stopped.
Well, that's the difference there as well. The backfield of the Panthers, they're all in position. So every time the Bulldogs kick it, they're getting it on the full and they're getting a really good run back straight at the Bulldogs' defence and making good meters. Here they are now on play 3, just over halfway.
Kenny passes to the right in centre field for Papali'i, charging forward and stopped 35 metres out. He'll play the ball, Kenny to the left, given on to Talangi. At the line, Blaze Talangi. Galvin's there to cut him down. Ref Klein says 5. Panthers are 21 metres out in the left. End of the set, Cleary with a little chip in behind the line. Liam Martin catches it, but he's tackled. He's tackled by Burton. And it's a handover and the Dogs will get the ball. Even there, questions being asked right at the end of the set. 4 Panthers up in the face of the ball carrier there, who got to the 10, got pushed back 5. Young Renakama was on the skids.
Well, they're attacking with their defence now, Q2, which is another really good sign for the Panthers fans.
Burton gets a dozen from the goal line. Now Carraz with an offload, trying to create from inside his own 20. Luckily it was cleaned up there by Hayes, who's immediately tackled. Now Sherry has fed on the right edge. No way through for Bronson Sherry. Canterbury Bankstown 26 metres from that southern end. Out in the right, past to the left and centre field for Kurt Mann. The veteran utility has dropped the ball. There was a 2-on-1 strip. Penalty goes to Canterbury Bankstown.
Well, that's weird. Why would you go for a 2-on-1 strip there on play 5 and then get a back chat?
Did it got to? Where was that from, I wonder? March 10. So the kick goes downfield. And flag goes up. Dogs will start this set 31 metres from the Panthers line.
This is the best set the Dogs have had in the whole game.
Early stage of second half, 36 points to 8 to Penrith. Kick our first run up to the 20. Plays it to Hayward, given one man infield to Salmon running down the middle third. Jamin Salmon among the brigade that's got a bit of Panthers DNA in him. Plays it here for the Dogs. 15 out. Hayward to the right from Mann at the line. Pops it to Galvin. Galvin's pass knocked on by Sherry. Picked up by Edwards. He keeps it alive with a little offload to To'o. There's a thought of a streak downfield, but no, the defensive line set. And To'o is tackled 20 out. Well, Gibbsy there, Louis was giving the Dogs a rap and they've come up with a mistake.
Yeah, I think that was good defence there, taking away the defence, as Louis said, from Scott Sorensen. It was straight in the face of Lockie Galvin and he forced a pass and it wasn't a good one. They're just too good. The Bulldogs are trying hard, but the Panthers in this frame of mind are unbeatable.
As Henry goes down the middle third, taken 5 inside his own half. G'day to Sue and Pat who are listening in Sapporo, Japan. We've got Adam listening on a train from Venice to Florence. 0467920222, that ABC Listen app. Take it with you wherever you are. Not only the footy finals, but the Ashes to come in the summer. McLean with a pass to the left edge. To'o receives. They're over the 30 again. To'o eventually tackled 27 metres from the goal line. Past infield into the set. Cleary with one of those sort of shallow types of kicks. Martin's the only man to leap for it, but he knocked it on. It's picked up by the Dogs. They try and shift it to the left for Burton, but any hole closes very quickly on the right side. Defensive shift from the Panthers, and Burton tackled for the Bulldogs 10 metres from the southern end. Infield on the one-out run there from young Renakama. Plays the ball there to Sexton, who's heading off to the Super League and the Catalan Dragons, probably now after this game. This looms as his last game for the Bulldogs, unless things change dramatically here. Mann now stopped midway goal line and halfway. Plays it to Hayward, pass wide for Galvin, outside in play for Tracy, but well read by Sorensen, who makes the tackle. Plays the ball 15 from halfway. Hayward out of dummy half, tackle, but gets an offload away to Hayes, who was a bit flat-footed, gets going, but quickly stopped right on halfway. Last play, Hayward picks up, passes to the right for Galvin, they run it. Sherry's pass to the edge for Carraz, chips in field, no one there for Canterbury. Cleary catches it audaciously, pops a little pass out the back to Alamotti. He had no running room. Burton makes the tackle. Penrith start this set 15 from their own line. 6 minutes played second half. It remains halftime score of Penrith 36, Canterbury Bankstown 8.
Promising bit of attack there for the Bulldogs on that right edge. I feel like they've got a chance their arm now. I don't know about you, but they've just got to play some footy. Just keep trying to attack on every play. Like maybe drive one or two in and set up for a shift and just keep playing footy.
Tungle down the middle third, 40 from his own line. Now Cleary goes for a 40-20. He'll get it, will he? Yes, he will. Oh, what was that, play 3 or 4? He's found touch 9 metres from the goal line, realising that the Dogs' defence was compressed and gassed. So he thought, I'll just pick off the 40-20 here.
It was funny because he was going to go left. He looked up and he goes, oh no, there's no one over there on the right. Just got to get this perfect, and then just nails it and just gets a couple of little bounces and then a 40-20. He's been superb this afternoon.
How can you do match sim training on a day like this, Gipsy? It's amazing what they're doing.
That's his fourth 40-20. The only mistake they made all day was squander their Canterbury challenge. After 2 minutes, I'll score again here.
The 10 out, Cleary feeds it on to Sorensen. He's tackled only 3 metres from the goal line. 40 looms for the Panthers. Kenny blindside to Talangi. It was McLean in flank. Talangi was outside him. McLean didn't get the pass. He's taking some stopping. Held up only half a metre from the goal line. Plays it to Kenny. Blindside left. Here is Talangi. A little in and away on Galvin. No, good tackle. The schoolboy teammates tangled. Talangi taken down. Left edge. Played to To'o. Runs infield himself. Taken down on 5. Brian To'o. 3 metres from the Dogs line. Last play. Cleary passes to Martin. Pops it out the back. A little loose. Bounced. Edwards picks it up. Now he kicks to the wing. Miss hits the kick. It's over the touchline on the bounce. And that's the messiest Penrith's looked all day.
Yeah, you know why? Because Nathan Cleary was screaming for it to the right, but 3 times the Panthers felt something on the left, so they kept going there, and they got stuck over there. They couldn't get the play on, and then they just sort of made it up at the end there just to try and finish off the set and see what they could come up with.
Luke Lewis with you. My name's Quentin Hull. John Gibbs on the touchline. It's finals footy on ABC Sport this time next week. The winner of today will be taking on the Brisbane Broncos in a preliminary final. We'll know the one grand finalist by that point. Friday night down in Melbourne, it's the Storm against Cronulla Sutherland. Man up to the 30. Now to the right, Galvin. On to Tracy. Takes them on, but Talangi's there to bring him down. Tracy plays the ball 8 from halfway out in the right, back to right, left and centre field. Given to Mann. Couldn't go infield for an obstruction line, so it goes back to Hayes on the blind. He pops it up for Preston, and Jacob Preston put down just beyond halfway. Ref line says that's 5. Last play of the set. Galvin with a high, shallow bomb from halfway. He's out in the full. And To'o doing the smart thing, just straddling the touchline out there and touching the footy on the full to ensure that, indeed, out on the full, back from where it came for Penrith to start their set, which will be right on halfway.
Yep, right on halfway. It might be, this will be a set where they'll chance their arm a bit here. The Panthers, they love to attack from about that 40-metre line. They sort of set up a side and they'll shift out the back and play out the back and try and ask some questions out wide.
A little over half an hour to go in this semi-final, and still no score in the second half. Penrith 38 lead Canterbury Bankstown 8. Kenny gives it on to Henry as the Panthers again get in towards scoring geography. Henry 28 metres out centre field. Kenny directs it left to Cleary. Pump and give on to Edwards. Hayward's in his face to make the tackle. And the Penrith fullback will play at 25 metres from the goal line. Kenny feeds it left for Cleary. Passes infield dummy to the blind, then gives the pass to the blind. It bounces. McLean picks it up. He is just toying with him a bit now, Cleary. McLean's going to be stopped, though, by Kickow and others. McLean plays it 15 out. Kenny to the right for Cleary. Grubber for Ingold. Ricochets off a Dog's boot into the hands of Karen of Canterbury. So they've come up with it here, the Bulldogs. Nice deft hands there from Karen to catch that ricochet. Bulldogs got it on their own 20.
Well, you just look at the body language of the Bulldogs now, though.
Left side shift for Burton. He's cut down on the 30. Sorry, Louis.
No, that's all right. They nearly made a break there, Matty Burton, but they're looking tired. The Bulldogs now coming out of their own hands. So they've put the fatigue back into this Bulldogs outfit. Wouldn't surprise me in the next couple of sets if they get some nice opportunities to Panthers.
Hayward, 40 from his own line. Shift to the right through the hands. Man to Galvin. Then on to Tracy, dummy and straighten. Well tackled. Talangi's defence has been impressive as the season's gone on. Another good tackle from the young man. The former Eel is filling the hole of Jerome Luai at the Panthers. Now out in the right, Sherry tackled, 40 from the goal line. Last play of the set, Galvin with a bomb. No real pressure on Edwards. Catches it comfortably as the Penrith custodian. A dozen from his own line. Kick return gets to the 20. John Gibbs on the touchline.
Had at least 60% of the ball. It's about 61% of the ball for Penrith, and time in play, they've had so much of the ball compared to the Bulldogs. So when they get their opportunities, it's little wonder that they are struggling to get any sort of rhythm. They're not as flush as they were in the first half, Penrith, but they're looking very, very good. They're in control.
Tungor plays it just short of halfway. Kenny to the right through the hands of Edwards to Cleary to the edge for Lialta out there near the NRL logo. Nice tackle down low by Burt. Played by Penrith, 45 from the Dogs line. Last play of the set. Cleary puts a bomb downfield. Tracy sets himself. Catches comfortably, 15 from his own line. Cleary there with a kick chase too to make the tackle. And Connor Tracy will play 21 metres from the southern in-goal area. Got a thought? 0467 920 222 on the SMS. Please send us your name and where you're texting from. Penrith 36, leading Canterbury Bankstown 8. Dogs with it on their own 20. Galvin to the right edge with a pass for Carraz. But again, he stopped. Talangi down low. A clean up top. Is it just me, Louis? But it's like I did one of those games early in the season when Blaze Talangi was fresh in the team. So many raps on him. Hold the thought in the Dogs' left side shift. Pass bounces forward. It went backward out of the hand. That's okay. When Nakama jumps on it, but he's jumped on immediately. And that was a messy shift. But why not try something? Renakama plays it. Burton feeds it infield to kick out. Takes contact, offloads out the back to Tracy. Give it to Hayward, now to man in centre field to the right edge. The pass to Galvin. Gives it on to Preston. Out to Sherry over the 30. Flick pass to the right edge to Carraz over the 40. Defence around him though. Can't get the halfway. Tries to keep it alive and does. A couple of basketball passes. Chucked at Sherry. Chucked infield to Curran. They're on their own 40 but going laterally. Now Curran straightens up but can't get through. Why not go for it? They're 36-8 down. Dogs chucking it around. A couple of plays left in the set. They're on halfway. Man to the right for Galvin. At the line. Holds it up. Gives to Tracy up to the 40. Draws a man. Passes to Sherry. To the 30. Intercepted by Toto. 75 metres down Caffey's wing. He comes infield. The Dogs can't stop him. Passes to Toto. He's tackled 20 out. Kept it alive. Pass goes to Garner. Garner is stopped. Only 8 metres out. Out on that eastern side. Play to Toto. Chuck infield to Edwards. Give it to Kenny. Give it to Cleary. 20-metre pass to Alamotti. Hat-trick Paul Alamotti. I'll make it just 2 for him. 2 for Alamotti. He scores in the right corner. Gone off early there, Louis. But he had so much time, Paul Alamotti, to go in. 40 points to 8, kick to come. Oh, the Dogs are throwing everything at them, but then Penrith, as soon as they get the ball, they come back at him.
Brian Toll has been brilliant this afternoon as well. The first 40 minutes, it was excellent. And the Bulldogs, they had him shot. And they had one play, Brian Toll, to knock that ball down or get the intercept. And there he is, running down the other end of the field. He's pretty tired as well, so he couldn't get there. The Panthers kept the ball alive. But when they shifted over the right edge, Nathan Cleary almost does a shepherd. He notices that, so he stops immediately and passes the ball to Alamotti. And he goes over as easy as you like. It's his double for the afternoon. The Bulldogs want to be careful of that. If they reach 50, it means they can't win the comp.
Louis, brilliant. Danny, you gives you on the touchline.
Is that carried forward to next year, Louis? That's a problem. That was brilliant there by Brian Toto. We saw it earlier when Connor Tracy did a similar thing for the Bulldogs in the first half, prevented a try, but that was going to be Sherry to Carraz. It was going to be a try. Toto took matters into his own hands, and then when he got down the other end, he was ducking and weaving like a boxer on the ropes. He was just eluding them, and then the pass from Nathan conclude that Paul Alamotti was a beauty, and I'm pretty sure that's where Paul Alamotti scored in last year's grand final. Back in this side, he's been a revelation, Paul Alamotti. He's loving it, and that was exciting as it comes, and that's what you get on a sunny, dry afternoon. You can throw the ball about like that. Brilliant stuff.
He nonchalantly carried the ball one-handed in his right hand and leapt and planted it in such manner of strut, Paul Alamotti. I think I must have had that hat-trick bit stuck in my brain from Tyre. I thought Tyre was going to run the length out there, by the way. Good defence from the Dogs to cut him off earlier in that set. So 2 for both wingers, 2 for Tyre, 2 for Alamotti. Cleary from the touchline. 6 from 6 so far today. Half a metre in from the right wing side, 20 metres out. Misses it across the face, only just. First miss of the day for Nathan Cleary, and it remains Penrith 40, Canterbury Bankstown 8. You're listening to Finals Footy on ABC Sport with Quentin Hull, Luke Lewis and John Gibbs, with the Broncos watching on. And no doubt starting to probably mentally prepare for the Panthers at Lang Park next Sunday. The ref line taking a moment or two for ordering play to restart. 24 minutes and 38 seconds left in the game. Burton kicks off. Shallow, taking about 10 from the goal line by Talangi. Gives it on there to Henry. Henry tackled 10 in from touch out on the left on the 20. Now infield runs Garner. Luke Garner, the ex-Tiger, here for Penrith. Midway goal line and halfway. Marks up to play the ball. So there's a rare mistake from the Panthers.
I was looking forward to that shift to the right edge too. They had all their numbers over on the right. The Bulldogs, they were struggling to get their defenders over to the right position.
I'm going to put out the general call. If anyone can send us a text, the last time if there has been an occurrence of 2 teams in the top 4 going out in straight sets. Yeah, if you know that stat, 0467 920 222. Tracy's got it. And he's tackled on that left edge, 15 in from touch. 35 metres from the Panthers line. Dogs looking for something here. A couple of passes to the middle third. Hayes is going to be stopped on a run. Right on the 30. Gets to his feet. Plays the ball there to Hayward. Passes to the right. Sexton cut out to the edge for Galvin. Through the hands. Tracy. Cut out to the wing for Carraz. Again, Tyre was sniffing for an intercept. It got to Carraz. He's tackled. Shifts it infield though. Kept the line. Galvin passes. Now Hayes with a straightening run. Over the 20 before being taken. 18 metres from Penrith's line. And wavy fisty here from Ash Klein. Haven't heard the ping. Preston goes through anyway on that right edge. And Canterbury does score. Now, Luke Garner is slow to get up. And is he ruining the missed tackle or is he hurt? We'll wait on that. Gibbsy's got a close side. Penrith 40, Canterbury Bankstown 12. Kick to come.
I'm not quite sure there, but he's being attended to by the trainer. He's not good. He slumps down. He got up a little bit. I think it's his side that he's hurt, but it was Luke Garner's ordinary play the ball, of course, that led to the Bulldogs having possession.
Grabbed at the left knee immediately, John. We've just seen the replay. So he's still down, and Matt Burton wants to get this kick away, even though the fallen Panthers only a couple of metres away. Burton with the kick. It ricochets off the uprights and goes through. Penrith 40, Canterbury Bankstown 14. But there's a postscript here with Luke Garner now just getting to his feet. Gibbsy left knee, I think, was the issue there.
Yeah, it's not good. It doesn't look good, but it might have just been contact because he wants to stay on, and he said to the trainer he wants to stay on. Now, Brad Schneider is coming on the field now. A little bit of conjecture is coming off. It is Mitch Kenny. So Mitch Kenny's coming off, so they're going to play. They're going to absolutely be precautionary with his dicky hamstring. He is has been magnificent, so no trouble with the hamstring. They'll give him a break. And how long will it be before they give Nathan Cleary a break? You talk about head knocks, you talk about things that go wrong. This game is in the bag, so they should start thinking about resting players, particularly key ones.
Jacob Preston has made a habit of scoring on that right edge this year. Louis, he's a fine young player and he gets a try today. His 12th of the season. Penrith 40, Canterbury Bankstown 14. 22 minutes left at Stadium Australia. Kickoff fielded by Sexton in the in-goal area. And he lays it off for Hayes to run into the field of play. Taken on the 10 and pushed back a metre or two. Harry Hayes plays it there for Canterbury. Hayward gives it on to young Jethro Rinakama, the 19-year-old, in just his 6th game in the NRL. 15 from the goal line, he's defending as he's tackled. Now Kikau on a left side rumble. Not a bad run from Viljami, almost to the 30. Plays the ball to Hayward, passes infield to Sexton. Sexton pops it up, but Hayes can't breach the gap there. He's been good since coming out there. Good tackle made by Liotta in company with Henry. Now to the right, Hayward to Mann, given to Galvin. Short ball to Preston, ankles taken though by Talangi. At that point, he's been good in defence plays, Talangi. End of the set, Galvin from halfway. Chips downfield, it skids quite kindly for Edwards. Defensive left corner, 10 from his own line. The Penrith fullback gathers, runs infield. Taken 15 from his own line. Among the little things that we've seen Penrith develop throughout the year, there was always going to be a question about the number 6 and Blaze Talangi. The job that he's doing there, Louis.
You're doing a great job, Blaze Talangi. He's really found his way into the side. It took him a bit of time to get his I suppose, his touch right and his balance and find his way in his side. But he's done an outstanding job in defence. He really knows when he wants to get the ball in his hand and when not to overplay his hand as well. So he's doing a great job.
Moses Liotta, game 200 for the big prop forward for Penrith. Taken 11 from halfway. End of the set. Cleary inside the 40s. Gone another variation towards the eastern touchline. Caught on the full though on the 20 by Carras. 5 in from touch. Passes infield to Tracy. Tracy gives on to Rinakama, but Tungor there to make the tackle on the teenage Bulldogs winger. Played to Burt. Runs infield, Matt Burt. Stopped at us inside Canterbury territory. 40 points to 14. It's Penrith leading Canterbury Bankstown. 20 minutes left in the game. You with finals footy on ABC Sport as Tupanua's back out there. Plays it near halfway. Kick out, receives left side of the ruck. Goes on a run, tries an offload, which is optimistic. It's a knock on.
You initially knocked it backwards, but then they come off your arm going forward before it hit Nathan.
So he's called a knock on against Kickow. Knock on Canterbury.
Saying challenge. He just told him what he did.
4 here, Bucky. We have a captain's challenge from the Bulldogs, disputing the decision of a knock-on. So he passes it initially, but then he knocks it, which then comes forward back into Nathan Cleary is my ruling.
I've got a text here from David in Brisbane who says in 2020, Para 3rd and the Roosters 4th went out in straight sets.
Don't remember.
Yeah, got no reason to doubt you, but thank you, David. It's one of the...
It's true, because Gibbsy's waving his hands up down there.
What do you got, Gibbsy?
Yeah, from our statistical genius, bad talent.
Offloads the ball backwards.
Through to Ralph.
Hits his own head.
Deals in 2020.
Thank you, David.
Just need to check when it hits Nathan Cleary's hand as the ball's still travelling forward.
So Chris Butler's voice in the bunker here, the challenge on this call of the knock-on.
Yeah, it touches his fingers, but he's pushing it backwards.
Everyone's just taking a moment to look at the screen here. 19 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Well, he pushes it and it touches Nathan Cleary's finger. See his fingers move?
Kick out then hits the ball backwards, negating his own knock-on. Playing on at this point.
And Toby Sexton's not far from it. Tupanua sort of...
The whistle's now blown for mutual infringement. We'll go back to the previous play. The ball, captain's challenge is successful.
Okay, Dogs will keep the ball.
But was there a knock-on by Nathan Cleary? Because Toby Sexton gets the ball for a 0 tackle. Yeah. So Cleary doesn't knock it on.
Yes, he did. Touched his hand.
This is hearing a one-sided end of conversation here. We're hearing Ash Klein's side of it. Can't hear Chris Butler's side of it.
Possession, so 6 again.
So 6 against the call. Sexton to play the ball. Canterbury has it. 5 inside their own territory. Okay. A little bit of a chance for everyone to sort of take a breath and reset. Dogs have got it. Fresh set. First carry up to halfway, taken forward by King. Now Curran for the Bulldogs down the middle third. Josh Curran goes to his back on the red stripe of the 40 at the Cauldron end. Played to Hayward, pass right for Galvin. Pops it up for Preston. He's taken down by the left edge defence of Garner, who looks okay with that knee injury now, who was certainly sore a moment ago. 6 more, left side shift. I've heard 6 again. I haven't heard the pings though. And someone's got to get that bell ringing to make sure everyone knows there's a wavy fisty going on here. Tracy feeds Sherry infield, and he can't get through. I think that's a couple of sets now where we've seen the 6th again, but we haven't heard the ping, which is the audible indication that the set's been restarted. Tupanua's pushed back a couple of metres by the tackle of Leota and Edwards. Plays it 25 metres out. Hayward to the right for the Dogs. Galvin short to Preston, but Preston's held up by the tackle of McLean and also Yo. And Jacob Preston on penalty goes to Canterbury. Crush a tackle here against Isaiah Yo, I fancy, but again, Ash Klein doesn't look concerned to a point that it's a major sanction. Had a look on the big screen. Yeah, all of these, just going to ground, a little bit of an accidental one. So the Dogs tap and go from 10 metres out. Fed to King, who runs down the middle third. He's held up, Big Max King. 10 metres from the Penrith line. 18 and a half left in the game. Panthers lead 40-14. Galvin to the right for Tracy. Nice ball, puts Sherry in the corner. And Bronson Sherry scores for Canterbury Bankstown. 2 tries in a row for the Bulldogs on the right edge. First Preston, now Sherry. 40 points to 18. Kick to come, Luke Lewis.
Nice play, the Bulldogs. And you know what, it's funny, we said the Bulldogs just got to play. Keep the ball alive. Throw from edge to edge. And ever since they've been doing that, they're making some inroads in the Penrith's defensive line because it does pull their defence out of shape a little bit. And then when they come over here, really nice pass into a nice hole runner there in Bronson Sherry, running at full speed, very hard to tackle. He's a strong human. And very nice try by the Bulldogs. And what's that now? There's still 22 points. I find it hard.
Yeah, there's time enough. 18 minutes left in the game. Burton from out on the right side. Conversion attempt is good. He's 3 from 3. Well, there's the sublime and the ridiculous. 40 points to 20. We've seen 20 points scored in 18 minutes before, but rarely in these circumstances. But, Gibbsy, they're doing enough just to keep us bubbling along here, the Dogs.
Yeah, they are indeed, and that crowd that's watching this, a few started to leave, but they might want to come back. 56,872, 56872. But that was good work on the inside from Galvin. Connor Tracy making the extra man. And we've had a couple of injuries, though, to Penrith players in the last 5 minutes. Luke Garner hurt his knee, and also a leg injury to Casey McLean. So Casey McLean's been in a war with a shoulder problem earlier. Might have been a burner and a leg injury just before that try was scored.
We've got Rob, the Mad Panthers fan. He's listening in Warsaw. He's loving what he's hearing. He's listening in Poland. Thanks for your message, Rob. And Peter, who's on a plane, shouted about the Raiders. But it's day one of the off-season. Good on you, Peter. 0467 920 222. Bulldogs have got the ball off the restart. Play 2. King gets to the 20. Full time in that Newcastle Rugby League Grand Final. Congratulations to the Maitland Pumpkin Pickers who have won 4 in a row. Speaking of teams winning 4 in a row, we're seeing one here. Maitland 30 have beaten Cessnock 8. So 4 wins in a row to the Maitland Pumpkin Pickers. Congratulations. Bit of a right side shift there, Louis.
Yeah, intercept. It was Casey McLean going for an intercept. He almost gets it. It just pops out, hits the ground.
Just waiting for the Riverina Rooster to give me the score from the Group 9 Grand Final between Gundagai and Kangaroos. But here, 40 points to 20. And there's that attendance Gibbsy always ahead of the game. 56,872 here for what's been another flex from the Panthers. And the Dogs' decade-long wait for a finals win looks destined to continue. Sexton tackled 8 metres from halfway. Canterbury's got the ball. Galvin's pass to Kickout was almost forward there. Kickout tackled but offloads to Hayward. Keeps it alive to the right for Curran. On to Tupanua. Satili Tupanua is tackled 45 metres from Penrith's line. Centre field as he plays the ball to Hayward. Passes right for Galvin. Gives it to Preston. Preston steps through McLean. Taken from behind by Smith though. 23 metres out. Quick play the ball to Hayward. Jumps out of dummy half. Hayward can't get through Garner. And Garner is there to make the tackle. Dogs play at 15 out. Tracy passes left and centre field from Sexton. Spins it to Kickout on that left edge. Tries to put on a step but can't get through. Cleary underneath him to lock up those legs. Kickout plays at 11 metres out. Burt passes infield to the right from Sexton. It goes along the ground. Tracy picks up, tries a kick to the wing. Carraz catches it, went more lateral than forward. He's on the 20, Carraz. Has to look infield, gives it to Galvin. They're a dog's breakfast here, literally, Canterbury. And it's a grubber in the end, which is taken by Edwards. And he comfortably runs it back to the 20. Penrith's got it at the end of a messy set from Canterbury Bankstown.
That right edge attack for the Bulldogs looks really, really good at the moment, don't they? Every time they go there, you got Preston pushing through holes, almost sneaking through. And then you got Bronson Sherry almost pushing through holes. That's where they've got to keep going. The left-hand defence of the Panthers look a little bit dodgy at the moment, but here comes Scott Sorensen back on the field.
Thanks to the Riverina Rooster. The Gundagai Tigers have won Group 9. They beat the Wagga Kangaroos 10 points to 6. Scoreless second half there. So Cliffy Lions territory. They'll be celebrating at Anzac Park. Gundagai Tigers winning by 10 points to 6. Here Penrith lead 40 points to 20. 15 minutes left in the game. Yell over halfway. Cleary's going to kick downfield at the end of the set. High and deep. Renakama's there to catch it. The teenager passes infield to his fullback Tracy. Tracy's on the 10, straightening and run, and Talangi there to make the tackle. Tracy bounces up, plays it quickly. Galvin passes right to Carraz, given on to Sherry, who's put down. Perhaps giving the Broncos a little bit of a blueprint, this work from the Dogs to their attacking right, the defensive left of Penrith. Certainly that's where Preston and Galvin have been prominent this half. Now they're a bit front-footed on their own 30, the Bulldogs. Sherry receives and gets dumped in a tackle, which went through the 90 on the tip there. Is it Garner?
Casey McLean's come off the backfield too.
So he's walking along the in-goal area at the Cauldron end, Gibbsy.
Yeah, he's been in the walls, and that's one of the reasons why that left-hand side defence has been a bit problematic recently. That might have been Brad Snyder who's involved in that tackle, and dangerous tackles can be a problem from the judiciary as well.
Yeah, there'll be something to watch tomorrow morning, that's for sure, Gibbsy. Tupanua has the ball. 13 and a half minutes left in the game. Tupanua slow to get up and play. He's clutching at his left leg. He's hurt. And Tupanua now is receiving assistance from a trainer as plays halted. He's looking on the big screen. Oh, and that's not a good moment from Schneider.
Above the knee. It's above the knee.
Was it above the knee?
It's put on report. Yeah, it's definitely put on report. But to me, it looked like he still gets him above the knee. It's not a good look, but...
What do you reckon, John?
Yeah, I'd like another look at it, but the facts are that Satili Tupanua, as a result of that tackle, as they had his knee hurt, and Snyder was involved in a dangerous tackle about 30 seconds ago, and then that one. So, not a good little period of time for him, and the Bulldogs keep coming. They're running out of time now. 13 minutes to go, 20 points behind.
Curran up to the 20. Canterbury in possession. Now Sexton to the right. Burton with a dummy and straight and almost got through. But taken on a defensive left edge. Good tackle from Leota. Passed infield to Sexton. Give it to Tupanua. He's running all right there, but he gets tripped up and taken down 5 metres out. Hayward directs it right to Galvin. Holds it. Passes over the touchline. Hoping to get it to Carraz's wing. Carraz had sort of overrun the line. It went behind him and it skids over the touchline on the Crathy Freeman stand side of Stadium Australia. 12 and a half left in the game. Penrith look headed for Brisbane and a date with the Broncos next Sunday. The Panthers 40 beat the Bulldogs 20 as finals footy on ABC Sport. Yeah, so Schneider's got to be careful. We sort of only got the one replay there, but I was inclined to sort of Yeah, just want to have another look at that, but Tupanua certainly ran okay there. I wonder, though, we saw that the Dogs were, dare I say it, kind enough to give the medical report on the Montoya ankle injury, which helped Nico Hines get off the charge. I don't know whether there's the same type of gentlemanly agreement between these two clubs. Would the Dogs do it for the Panthers, Louis, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon they would.
Okay. Cleary on a pass to the right. Edwards popped it up to Tunmore. Left it behind him, though. Canterbury knock on, though, in it. There was a half intercept attempt there from Renakama, but he knocked it on. So Penrith will get the ball.
Well, they sort of had to play there, Renakama. I feel like it's a nice little play. They pull all the defenders in. Just that last pass goes to Alamotti and he's away. So Renakama does a good job just to stick that left hand out, knock it down, and it gives them an opportunity to get a set defensive line.
I don't know how much longer we see Nathan out there. Louis, got a dozen minutes left.
Yeah, but don't forget, he hasn't played. He didn't play all year this year, and he's had plenty of rest. I don't reckon they'll put him in too much cotton wool.
Liotta over halfway. Moses Liotta taken down. Penrith at the attacking end again. It was set up in a blitz of a first half where they scored 6 tries to 1. Dogs have won this second half so far, 2 tries to 1. Ref Klein comes in here on a... Now, penalty goes to Penrith. Yep. Tackled without the ball.
What was it? Preston?
So Smith passed the ball and then...
It's not, mate. He's still
sort of knocked.
It's literally like... He's still got the ball in his hand, but there's nothing in that.
Yeah.
That's Gia. Anyway.
A little pedantic. Cleary kicks for and finds touch 30 metres from the Bulldogs line. So, as mentioned, 12 points to 4 in favour of the Dogs in the second half. So they're showing a bit of pluck here, and the Panthers got something in response. Liotta down the middle third. Centre Park and 23 metres out. Perfect strike position for the Panthers. Schneider passes left for Cleary. Short ball onto Smith, met by Tupanua and Curran. And put down. Smith will play it just to the left of the uprights. 15 from the goal line. Back to right and centre field for Yo. At the line. Pass to Cleary. Pass to Edwards. Pass to Tonga. Quick hands to Alamotti. Alamotti for the corner. It's a hat-trick that time. Alamotti goes in. 3 tries in a semi-final for the ex-Bulldog against his old lot. Oh, how sweet it is for Paul Alamotti in Penrith. 44-20 with a kick to come.
Yeah, good work here by Dylan Edwards. He does a really, really good job. Liam Martin gets through the line. I feel like he gets the ball in the right position, but he doesn't overplay his hand here. As he gets it, still looks like he's on the inside. Nice little tip on again from Tungall, and brilliant work there from Alamotti. His footwork and his fend and his speed is absolutely phenomenal, Alamotti. But don't underrate this pass here. Dylan Edwards now gives it to him, and then Tungall, bang, quick hands, hits him on the chest, and that gives Alamotti the best opportunity to look at the try line and puts it down for his third try of the afternoon.
Well, anyone questioning that decision to keep him in at the expense of Jenkins, Gibbsy, Alamotti repaying the faith of Ivan Cleary.
Yeah, and a great deception there by Dylan Edwards because Matt Burton was completely fooled. As a result, the ball went on the outside to Tungall. Tungall, again, great service to Alamotti, and Alamotti is over for his hat-trick, but look, he's so strong as well, and he's just so athletic. He's so agile for a big man. That was brilliant stuff. Now, just a couple of injury reports. Well, Luke Garner, who went down with what looked to be a knee injury, holding his knee, he stayed out there, so that's good news. And Casey McLean, who left the field about 6 or 7 minutes ago, it's relatively good news for him too, because it is a cork. Now, corks can be problems, but, with a full 7 days to work on it, I would expect that Casey McLean will be okay. If you're going to get a player go down with a cork at this time of the year, is probably the best thing.
Gibbsy across it as ever, right on the touchline. Now Nathan Cleary will try again. He hasn't had, too many from in front. When you got, the winger scoring 5 tries. Most notably, you'll get a few on the edge. 3 to Alamotti, 2 to To'o. 6 from 7 on the day for Ivan Cleary off the kicking tee. Basically where the red stripe of the 20 meets the western touchline. Strikes it beautifully. We're right behind it, and that's over the black dot for another Nathan Cleary sideline conversion. And and Penrith extends its lead. 46 points to 20 for the Panthers over the Bulldogs. Getting to the back end of this semi-final. The preliminary finals are locked in. It'll be Melbourne versus Cronulla Sutherland on Friday night in the Southern Capital. And then north of the Tweed on Sunday afternoon, the Brisbane Broncos will take on the Penrith Panthers.
Yep, the Brisbane Broncos, Penrith Panthers, isn't that going to be an awesome game of football?
The cauldron will be frothing from all corners. Burton tries a shortish restart. Dogs can't get it back though. Pretty comfortably taken out there by Sorensen of the Panthers. So Penrith start this set 15 from halfway. To'o one-man infield with a run, 5 from the halfway line when taken by Curran. Play to Schneider. Schneider runs out of dummy half. He's taken by Tupanua, just gets into attacking territory, but Schneider. Out on that left edge, plays it there to Talangi. Given to Smith, now through the hands. Yo, for Cleary. Liam Martin got a pop ball, driven into deck by his old teammate, Xiaomi Mi. And he lost the ball, and he's a little bit hurt, is he? He doesn't like to show any pain whatsoever, Liam Martin. But that was nasty. Kickout absolutely squished him into the deck, and he's gone to a knee. Gibbsy, down to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened here because he got on the inside of Matt Burton and coming across, he fell off, and I would say that's his shoulder, the way he fell there. You don't want to show pain, but he was going sideways at pace, and Billy Army hit him with everything he's got.
I wonder, Louis and Gibbsy, whether or not he's feeling for a rib because the ball was underneath his ribs when Kickout sort of jammed on top of him.
He might have got a bit winded as well.
Yeah, he's still down and in the hands of the trainer.
Yeah, I think he got winded. He's taking a bit of a deep breath.
And he's now coming off the field. Gibbsy?
It looks like he's carrying his arm there, so that generally means a shoulder. So
no, rib.
It is his rib, so that right side where he's squashed. So that's a problem.
Yeah, I reckon the ball sort of jammed into his ribs with the full weight of Kickout on top of him. So that's a watch ahead of next week. Gibbsy's close on it. And he took a seat on the bench for a moment. Gibbsy, now he's up the race.
Yeah, he's straight up the race now, going with Kevin Kingston, one of the officials, former Panthers player, taking him up the race.
So that's a big story for a man who...
Yeah, he's still going down. He's down in the tunnel as well.
Walked up the tunnel and gone to his haunches. He's a tough rooster, Louis. He must be in pain. 6 minutes, 40 seconds to go.
I'm backing him in next week.
Yeah. There's a difference between pain that will stop you playing and pain that will stop you playing at your optimum. I don't think it's the former. Liam Martin, he'll just get out there, we'd assume. But we'll wait and see. Lindsay Smith's got the ball, Penrith in possession. As I said, 6.5 minutes to go, 46-20. This game was blown open in an amazing first half where Penrith scored 6 tries to 1, led 36-8 at half-time. 2 tries apiece in this second half. Penrith on the press again. To the left, Cleary to Smith, puts Sorensen through a hole. Passes back in field, it's forward, according to ref line. It bounced before Edwards picked it up, but the referee was right there and he's called a forward pass. And now Sorensen's a little slow to get up. This is the only concern for Panthers fans now. They know they've got a game next week in Brisbane, but they don't want to see any of their stars sort of going down in junk time. He's up and looks okay, Sorensen. He's going to take his position in the scrum now. 20 metres from the Bulldogs line. Scrum's fed by Canterbury and Sherry's going to be tackled. So the Dogs from third go out in straight sets. The Raiders from top position go out in straight sets. It's a rare occurrence, but we'll have, 2v5 and 4v7. 2v5 and 4v7 in the 2 preliminary finals next week as far as the standings finished at the end of the year. Kick out plays it on the Dogs 30. Curran pops a short pass to Tupanua. Smith's there to make the tackle along with Leota. And Tupanua 40 from the Dogs line as he gets to his feet to play the ball. Inside the final 5 minutes here. Right side shift Galvin to Preston. Preston almost gets through. Was just tripped up though by the attempted tackle of Garner and finished off by Papali'i. Dogs play it on the 40 out in the right. Blindside end of the set. Oh, the pass from dummy half was forward from Hayward to Galvin. Wow. The touchy was right there and gave the call to referee Klein. We'll get through plenty of your texts as well. Stick around for Gibbsy's interview. We've got the wow moment of the weekend as well to come. 0467 920 222 is the number to get in touch. Thanks for all your messages throughout the day. Even if we don't read them out, sometimes we see them, sometimes they just come in so quickly that they just scroll on, but we're very thankful for your correspondence. Great to have your company as we bring you to the footy, where you're seated in the grandstand here on ABC Sport. 0467 920 222, and we've got 3 games left in the men's season. Of course, we'll be at both of the NRLW preliminary finals next week as well. Gosford Saturday night and then Lang Park Sunday to start a huge doubleheader Sunday at the Cauldron. Dylan Edwards with the ball, Penrith in possession. 4 minutes left in the game. Penrith leading 46 points to 20. Tupanua with an intercept. He's got it for Canterbury, but he's run down quickly by Schneider and Edwards. Pinch that one. Dogs have got it now on the attack, 32 metres out. Tupanua plays it to Hayward, passes right to the Catalan-bound Sexton, gives it on to Galvin. Now those two have been at the headlines throughout this year. Dogs fans, what do you think? Did they just muck too much with the winning formula this year? They spent 12 weeks in first position of the Bulldogs. They're going to be out in straight sets. And it's crazy to think that Penrith spent 4 weeks on the bottom of the ladder, and they're into the last 4 again. Dogs out in the left, pass infield Sexton through Curran to Galvin, runs it, pumps it, gives the pass to Tracy, feeds the inside line of Carraz, accelerates up to the 20, then 4 defenders close on him. So Carraz works back with a pass to Galvin, now passes to Sexton, given to Curran, straightens, gets through Cleary but can't get through Leota. Cleary comes again to help out. Ball played 20 metres from the Penrith line. Hayward passes right for Galvin, pops it up for King. King's taken down 10 metres out. Plays the ball to Hayward. Pass goes along the ground to the right edge. Preston tries a little grubber. Kept alive, picked up by Tracy, given to Galvin. Pass to the edge. Toto's in the way. Tried to intercept, couldn't get enough purchase on it, and it bobbled into the hands of Carraz. And Carraz scored another belated try here for Canterbury. They may win the second half. Jacob Carraz scores. Penrith 46, Canterbury 24, kick to come.
Yeah, it was destined to come. Ever since they passed that ball there, the Panthers, for the intercept for Satili Tupanua, they felt like they were just building to something. It wasn't the prettiest of tries. It puts a little kick in here. The Bulldogs get a bit of a ricochet, goes through, pick up, and Carraz scores. But it's a good way to finish off the season. Consolation try. I feel like the Panthers switched off just after half time, to be fair, but just did enough to hold on and get this win. 46-24, kick to come. 2.5 minutes left on the clock.
And Matt Burton from 8 metres in from the eastern touchline, about 23 metres out. Ref Klein just making sure he's getting the all clear from the... Yep. Burton strikes it with the left boot. Again raises the flags. He's 4 from 4 today. Great sideline conversion from Matt Burton. 20 points to lead to Penrith inside the last couple of minutes. 56,872 in to see it on what's been the most gorgeous of Sunday afternoons here at Stadium Australia. But plenty of Dogs fans, they've left early and they're going home heartbroken again. Still, Gibbsy, 10 years since their last win in a final. Got beaten by Manly last year in a cutthroat game, and then out in sets this year to Melbourne and Penrith.
Yeah, and they've never lost 5 finals in a row, the Dogs. So that's something, and we're in rarefied air, though, for the Panthers and those 4 players now.
Well, and speaking of streak, so this breaks the St George streak today.
Well, equals it. So equals the streak of Brian Clay. That's short kick off. They've got it back and down they go.
Talungi up towards the goal line. Oh, gee, they eventually stop him only 5 metres out. Short restart sort of only went 15 metres, and then Talungi just kept on going. So he's right on the attack. Lindsay Smith sort of doesn't know what's going on. Received a pass. Everyone's sort of a bit, how'd we get here? Well, Smith's now tackled, and everyone's settled now. Schneider passes right for Yo. Given to Cleary. Short ball, Papali'i knocks it on. Trying to go through that hole, and it's picked up by the Dogs, and Kings got it. Yeah, so that stat was that just not the player stat, Gibbsy, but I read somewhere, I think, that Penrith are up to, 13 straight finals wins?
That's 14.
Okay.
It was 13 against the Warriors, but those four players, Liam Martin, Dylan Edwards, Nathan Cleary and Isaiah Yeo, they're the only quartet who's played in all 14 wins. That equals what the Dragons did, and that was Brian Clay who played in all of those wins. Just some news quickly on Liam Martin. They're not saying anything bar ribs, but it might be a rib cartilage problem, which would mean pain management, so there's a lot to play out in the week.
Yeah, indeed, and we'll stay close to that in the post-game. There's a minute to go here. The Bulldogs have got the ball. Satili Tupanua to play it on their 30. Hayward passes left. Sexton with a chip in behind the line. One of his last movements in Bulldogs colours for now at least. It's taken though by Edwards. Panthers have got the ball. Bobs it up to a man who's wrapped up. Good tackle from Preston, who was all over the top of Sorensen there. And now both teams realising they are playing out time. What a dynamic 40 minutes to open this game from Penrith. The Bulldogs went in as ranked underdogs today, but the Panthers, the Dogs didn't do much wrong in the opening 40, but we just got another ultimate flex from this four-time premiership team that makes the last four in 2025 in their quest to make it 5 straight. Dylan Edwards is caught with the ball. The hooter will sound at Stadium Australia. The Dogs are done for 2025. And this awesome rugby league machine from the foot of the Blue Mountains sets up a date with the Broncos in a preliminary final. Celebration is an understatement, but here today it's Penrith 46, Canterbury Bankstown 26. 36-8 at half-time, 6 tries to 1 in that first half from the Panthers. Dogs scored 3 tries to 2 in the second half, but a hat-trick for Alamotti, a double for To'o. Cleary, Henry and Papali'i also scored for Penrith. Cleary kicking 7 of the 8 conversions on offer. While for the Bulldogs, Carraz, Sherry, Preston and Galvin with the tries. Burton with a perfect 4 from 4 with the boot for conversions, and he kicked a penalty goal as well for 5 from 5 on the day. All done. Penrith v Brisbane in the preliminary final. Panthers 46-26. Gibbsy.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We're just waiting down here to get a player that just finished here. Well, I'll get Paul Alamotti if we can. We just
stay close.
Yeah.
Stay close. Louis was.
Well, they're just saying.
Well, Liam Martin just walked out in the field too. Looks great.
They're just congratulating each other, and so we'll get someone in a moment.
Okay. Yeah, Liam Martin's rib injury, something to look at. Caught for Casey McLean. Louis.
No, he just walked out in the field and he's looking pretty good. He was walking freely. He looked fine. It looked like he was just about to run back out in the field, but which is a good sign for Penrith. But what about that for a performance? That first 40 minutes is probably the best you'll see in semi-final football. That first 40. Now they're just going to be watched next week. They'll need to put a good 80-minute performance to beat that Broncos side, but it's not too far past this Penrith side to be able to put back-to-back 80-minute games to win another competition.
So the preliminary finals are set Friday night in Melbourne. It's the Storm hosting the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks, and then Sunday afternoon at Lang Park in Brisbane, the Broncos against the Panthers. That's going to be something. Both games will be something, but certainly the prospect of a Sunday afternoon at the Cauldron with the biggest supporter base in the land taking on the best team of recent times. It's got Field of Dreams written all over it. Let's get down to Gibbsy.
Yeah, I should say to Blaze, that's 2 out of 2, Blaze Talungi. One so young. That was a very good performance, particularly the first half, obviously, Blaze.
Yeah, I thought we were pretty good in that first half, and I think the scoreboard reflected that. Overall, I thought it was a good game, just little moments. We let them back in, but at the same time, I've got to give credit to them.
Okay, now you're 36-8 at half-time. Do you think there was a little bit of a switch off in the second half?
I thought we came out good, be honest. I think it was once that first sort of phase went through, they sort of turned it up, and it took us a while to catch up. But in the end, we got the job done.
How do you feel this is going? I've got to say that your defence is something that's lifted as the season's gone on.
Yeah, it's definitely came a long way. I think there's still so much to go, and but yeah, I'll learn from this week, and hopefully another good game next week.
Good luck against Brisbane. Well done, mate.
Cheers, brother.
Blaze Talangi, who has, like the Panthers, grown as the season has progressed, really fitting in that number 6 jersey. And Gibbsy, we'll get back to you. Hat-trick in a semi-final. How about Paul Alamotti's day?
Yes, and he loves that southwestern corner. Things are good, Paul. Back in the side, playing really well.
Yeah, it's definitely been a long year. Long journey from where I've come from. Had a few setbacks along the way, but just honestly grateful to get myself back to where I am today.
Now, we've spoken about this before. You were struggling. You've got your way back. Did you ever lose hope? Because Thomas Jenkins, credit where it's due, was going really well.
Yeah, credit to Tom Jenkins. He's had a killer year. But for myself, I never lost hope. I knew what I was capable of. I just wanted to do my best day in, day out. That was honestly my focus, my mindset. I didn't want to look too far ahead or look at what's gone past me. I just wanted to look at, stay where my feet are at, and just be present wherever I am. Just getting the best out of every day and trying to improve, and that's what me to where I am today.
Paul, you're getting some silky balls off Isaac Connell.
Yeah, we've kind of built a good connection so far over the last 2 years, and yeah, there's more to go, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, Brisbane next week. One game away from another grand final. I mean, you experienced the euphoria of that last year. Do you dare to dream?
Yeah, of course, but we know where we want to get to. We know what we're capable of doing, but like I said, we just got to be where our feet are at. I mean, we've got a job to do next week. We can't look too far ahead. The grand final is 2 weeks away, but we've got a job to do 7 days' time, and that's where our focus is now.
We'll see you at Lang Park next Sunday. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Good on you, Gibbsy. Paul Alamotti, now 15 tries for the season. 3 tries today on that right edge. Here's a newsy one. You always get your man, Gibbsy. How are those ribs?
Liam Martin went down. Viliami kick out, squished him. He was in pain, winded. Ribs. What's the verdict?
No, it was all right. Yeah, a bit of carry-ons. He's obviously a big man to land on top of me, but yeah, no, I'm all right now.
You're all right now? What, a bit of rib cartilage? It'll be pain management stuff?
Yeah, there was a bit of, not too sure what it was, but no, the wind makes it feel better, so I'm all right.
Now, that was an impressive 40 minutes. That first 40 minutes was just about perfect.
Yeah, no, obviously very happy with that. We come out and did what we wanted to do in the first half, but then, probably fell away a little bit in that second half and let them get back into it. So, plenty to look at and learn and going forward.
It was pretty calm dressing room at half time. Obviously, Ivan has been very, very clear in his instruction to you boys, particularly after round 12, but he was calm at half time.
Yeah, no, he was. He obviously said he was happy with it, and then just needed to go out and keep it up. But yeah, as I said, we probably fell away a little bit and let them get back into the game.
Okay, so no doubts about next Sunday against Brisbane? None whatsoever?
For me? Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm all right. Bit of carry-ons.
Well done.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Well done, Gibbsy. So there you go, Panthers fans. He looked pretty ginger a short time ago, but Liam Martin said he's all right. Gibbsy, from the Panthers to the Dogs.
Yeah, and Max King's always kind enough to join us. Tough day at the office, Max.
Yeah, tough day at the office. It was a real special occasion for us, like that. To walk into this atmosphere. I always say I feel like we have the best fans in the NRL, and they showed up, and they just got blown out of the park.
Yeah, it's hard to explain how that happens, but I mean, they're going for 5 premierships in a row. They've been in 5 grand finals in a row, so you know how capable they are. They've got perfect conditions. They're dry. That ball was zigging for them.
Yeah, they played really well, and we went up to scratch. So it's a harsh reality you got to face, and as disappointed as we are, it's one of those ones you got to show up, and Penrith did that, and we didn't. So we've gone a week further than last year, but the important thing is lick our wounds, and we've got to be better next year.
A lot of noise outside inside the team, obviously there have been changes, with particularly with Critter being hurt and other things happening, but Toby Sexton half back, Lockie Galvin 5'8", and Reed Marnie started the game. So, that's what a lot of people have been calling for, but I think with a side like Penrith today, it wouldn't matter what you did.
Yeah, no, yeah. In
terms of selection,
for sure. Yeah, obviously, outside noise. They have an opinion, and they have every right to. Like fans have every right to have an opinion of the game. But if we as players are using things like that, then we need to sort of have a look at ourselves. I feel like I said at the start of the week, everyone that put a jersey on was fully able, and it's next man up type thing. And it's not like they're newcomers. We've been playing with Reed all year at hooker. Birdo's won a premiership at centre. So everyone's, as I said, you can't fall back to things like that. Penrith they just blew off the park, and like I said, we've got to be better.
Okay, you mentioned the optimism. You've gone one step further than last year, so onwards and upwards for next year. I don't think it's too premature. Who's your pick then to win the competition out of the remaining four?
I think everyone's Penrith put in a strong candidate tonight. I mean, we've seen with last night. It's just anyone on the day, it's anyone's bet. I think Penrith, obviously they're in great form. Just got came off the field and they're in great form. So it's full. I know the fans. If you're not a Penrith fan, you don't like seeing it. But hey, full credit to them. Like what they're doing at their club is great, and we hope to build something similar.
Well, Max, you've always been magnanimous with your time, and we appreciate you've had a great season. State of origin, you got this far, mate. It's been a pleasure dealing with you. Thank you.
Good on you. Thanks for having me on.
And we'll stay with you, Gibbsy, because they're coming to you thick and fast.
Hello, kids. Yeah, we got Scott. What about this for a chip off the old block? And you're as pretty as your mother as well, okay? So there you go. Scotty, good effort. And I saw you go down a little bit. Not injured? You're okay?
No, all good, mate. A few knocks here and there, but all good, mate. In one piece.
Okay, you're one game away from a grand final, which is just a million miles away from where you were earlier in the season. It's been the defence, and that was to the fore in the first half, although there was some sparkling attack too in that first 40.
I appreciate that, mate. Yeah, look, I think we did start the way we wanted to, and I think that really set the game up for us. Probably a little bit disappointing there that let in 26 points, as we always talk about how much we pride ourselves on our defence. But it was nice that we could put a few points on as well to sort of go hand in hand with that.
Okay, you're one game away from another grand final. I mean, it's pincher stuff. It's quite incredible, and really, I know you wouldn't think that. The game was in the bag at half time, which is amazing. You wouldn't see it like that, but watching it was. So it's incredible. This dynasty that Penrith have created is amazing.
I appreciate that again, mate. Look, yeah, I think, looking back, as you touched on, you wouldn't guess we'd be here where we were at around 11 and 12. But look, we just took the mindset of how about we just go 1 week at a time here. Let's start building, some momentum and start winning some games. And I feel like we're just taking that through into the back end of the year, just taking it one game at a time. And, our full focus was on the Bulldogs today. And, I felt like we showed that. But as you said, mate, one win away from a grand final. But we had a very tough ask, and we're going to go up to Brisbane now. And, mate, they're a red-hot side, and we know how dangerous they are. So, yeah, we're going to have to bring our A game for them.
Well, that's 14 straight finals wins now, and 7 in a row here at Stadium Australia. Liam Martin went off with a rib injury. He said, no chance he won't be right. He said it was a carry-on. He'll be there.
I think so. I think, look, mate, he's as tough as nails. I'm sure anyone getting hit by kick-out hurts. But, yeah, look, I'm sure he'll ice up and hopefully be right for next week.
Well, Scott, we look forward to seeing you next week at Lang Park Kids. How did he go today, all right?
How did they go today? A good game.
Good game? Good game? They're shy like you. Good on you, Scotty. Thank you. See you next week.
So good they started bagging him.
The interview was going so well until he went to the cute kids. Good on you, Gibbsy. Scott Sorensen out there with son and daughter. And while that's been happening, Quentin Hull, Luke Lewis with you in the box, the dogs are still hanging around here. And as you can imagine, there's been quite a few moments where individual players for the dogs have come over and put an arm around Toby Sexton Sexton. It's his last game for the club. He's heading off to Catalan in the Super League. Quite the journey he's been on, and we'll hear, no doubt, I'm getting texts from Dogs fans that, mucking around with the team, the mid-season signing of Galvin. I think in the long run, certainly that's going to be a good move for Canterbury Bankstown. But the question in the here and now, we'll look back at 2025, was that the tinkering of the ship which was cruising along, which just took it off course a little. It's tough, isn't it? Footy fans live in the here and now. We wonder whether this campaign was the chance. They were on top of the ladder for 12 weeks, Canterbury Bankstown were Louis, and weren't as good in the back half of the season.
Yeah, well, you've got to live in the here and now, especially with rugby league. If you've got the team that's doing it and been doing it all year, and you're sitting in first place, why move it and tinker with it? I understand you've got to build for next year as well, but I don't mind the buy of Lockie Galvin. I really don't. But I still do believe in that they should have bought him and got him here in the pre-season, had a big pre-season with the side, earned his stripes into the side, and then play from the start of the year. Whereas Toby Sexton and Reid Marnie, they'd been there. They built that continuity. Everyone was loving each other and they were playing really good football. But we'll never know. We don't know if that's the change that stuffed it or not. But look, they have had a great year. They really have. And they have gone one step further than what they did last year, but they still haven't won that semi-final that they're looking for. But they are building to something pretty special. And I've got to say, these Bulldogs supporters are absolutely mind-blowing. The way that they've turned up this year for their side has been absolutely instrumental. And some of the greatest memories this year that I've got to call have been these Bulldogs games, turn up to these crowds. I still remember that was at the Easter long weekend.
Yeah, Good Friday.
That was just the most phenomenal experience ever. So, they need a massive applause too. I would like to see them go through to the grand final, purely just for all their fans, the way that they turn up in numbers.
And I mentioned Toby Sexton, but of course Reid Marnie, he's off to the North Queensland Cowboys, so not lost to the NRL, but leaving Belmore. If you've got a thought, 0467 920 222, please send us your name and where you're texting from. Penrith 46 over Canterbury Bankstown 16. So the preliminary final set, Melbourne versus Cronulla on Friday night down in Melbourne, and then Brisbane versus Penrith on Sunday at the Cauldron. You could fill Lang Park 10 times over for that game. But there'll be the 52,500 or thereabouts. It will be frothing at the seams. Gibbsy.
Cleary's been kind enough to join us. Nathan, how did you assess that performance?
Yeah, I think the first half was probably the best half footy we've had the whole season. So that was really pleasing. Obviously, coming out on a big stage, big crowd, obviously most of the Bulldogs as well. And to perform like that was really pleasing. Obviously, pretty disappointed with the second half, like a few lapses. I think there was a bit of clock watching going on, and probably looking forward to next week a bit, which is disappointing. But, we did enough to win it, and, stoked with that.
36-8 at half-time, and I know Ivan was very calm with things. The game was effectively over, so there is a certain amount of clock watching, but they scored a couple of quick ones. You think, Mitch Kenny had gone off, and all of a sudden, not panic, but a little bit of chaos.
Oh, that's what I talk about. It's just, we weren't present through those moments. We obviously started the second half all right. Like, we scored the first try, and then, I think it was just a bit of, daydreaming going on and wasn't fully present. That just goes to show in this competition and in this final series, if your head's not fully in it, then, bad things can happen, and that's what started to.
It has been your defence, though, that has been excellent. Since you've been on the surge, it's more so your defence. And our attack next week, if we get a sunny Lang Park, it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, well, hopefully not. We'd like to defend better than what we did today. But I thought in the first half we came with some really big stops in defence. I thought Blaze in particular was really good. Sort of changed momentum a couple of times. So super pleased with that, and young guys getting better and getting that experience. And defence is the hallmark for us. But I thought our attack clicked really well today.
Now, as far as you're concerned, getting great service from Mitch Kenny, you've had so much experience with him. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, for sure. I was stoked to have Kenny back today. He's obviously such a big piece of our team, and I thought he was outstanding.
Now, finally, I'll let you go in and join your teammates, but 14 straight finals for you boys. There's 4 of you now, yourself, Dylan, Liam and Isaiah, that have played 14 straight final or had 14 finals victories. That's a record. I mean, Do you ever look at some of those personal milestones?
Not really, to be honest. You just want to keep adding to it. And it wasn't until last week someone brought it up, and I thought, it's pretty impressive just for us to have that consistency through finals and win big games and show up on the big stage. But, at the end of the day, we want to win another 2 more this year and then, just keep it rolling. So, yeah.
Appreciate you joining us, mate. Catch you at Lang Park next week.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Well done, Gibbsy, with Nathan. Now, Gibbsy, just before you come up, sent you down there and you've got the mic, I think we're going to get to the... We've got this little segment, of course, the wow moment of the weekend. You're in the midst of things down there, but here's the cue. It's that time on a Sunday where we wrap things up.
Wow. Oh, that was crazy.
Gibbsy, you want to lead us off with a wow moment?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a wow moment. Paul Alamotti, 3 tries, but in particular scoring in exactly the same corner where he won his first grand final last year for Penrith, and the fact that he was a Canterbury player, debut just in, round 1, 2023, and he comes back and he's doing this. He fought his way back to the side. That for me is my wow moment. Salute to Paul Alamotti.
Okay, I love that little bit of audio so much. I think I should play it before everyone's bit. Okay, so let's hear it again. Louis next. Can we get the wow?
It doesn't go on everyone.
Oh,
wow. Wow. Oh, that was crazy.
I know I'm doing things differently, but I just think it's nice and short and sweet. Sets it up, Louis.
It is crazy. I'm going to go my wow moment was that first 40 minutes of today's game. That was wow. For me, to watch the Panthers, put on an absolute clinic, score, 36 points in that first 40 minutes and show this competition that we're coming back and they're going for 5 in a row. So that's my wow moment, that first 40 minutes today.
Okay, Ned, one more time before I give you my wow moment of the weekend.
Wow. Oh, that was crazy.
My wow moment was yesterday morning in Canberra when I got around to just checking the news after an early morning flight from Brisbane, and just the sense of inevitability that a fairy tale was crumbling piece by piece by piece when I thought Ethan Strange isn't playing tonight. Their young playmaker is ill on the brink of a cutthroat game. Wow. And then they had been sprinkled with the golden dust throughout the season, hadn't they, the Raiders?
Yep.
But after what happened previous Sunday, and then to hear that, I just got that feeling as like, oh, wow.
Well, it was a wow moment.
It's unravelling.
Yeah, because I remember when I heard it, wow, that's shocking for the Canberra Raiders. So, good call there, Q.
You like it? And you know when I got that information, it was while I was walking around the tulips at Floriade, just taking in the sunshine.
Oh, the tulips get you every time.
Okay, here's a really tough one for you. If you could only go to one game next week, which one would you go to?
Oh,
that's a really hard question.
I'm going to pick Penrith Broncos.
Okay, because I know, you love your Sharks, you love your Panthers, you love your footy.
Yep. But do you know why I'm going to go Penrith Broncos?
Why?
Because going to our first thought today.
The best footy stadium in the land is going to host what is a club game between the biggest club, i.e. the Broncos, into the superior footy team club in the Panthers on a Sunday afternoon for a spot in the grand final.
Do you know that they're going to be playing, whoever wins that game will be playing the Sharks?
I hope
good.
I hope the engineers just check a few of the struts and the screws and the structures at the Cauldron on Sunday, because it will be absolutely reverberating. I mean, Melbourne's going to be awesome on Friday night as well. It's the night before the AFL Grand Final. It's a public holiday in Melbourne on Friday, so there'll be a massive buzz. The AFL parade would have been in and around Amy Park before the game, so that's going to be big. But yeah, it's going to be absolutely humming. Gibbsy, how about you?
What was that? Sorry, I was talking to Roy Simmons.
How is he?
Well, no, he's fine. He's absolutely, you wouldn't believe this. No, he's stoked the way they're going and the respect that the Penrith players show. towards him is unbelievable. He's just telling me a bad luck punting story, would you believe?
Okay. No,
sorry, I missed that.
No, it was just, I was being a bit sort of scurrilous, saying if you could only choose one of the two games to go to next week, which one would it be?
I want to go and see Brisbane and Penrith. I want to see Brisbane and Penrith. I'll be sitting at home on Friday night watching Cronulla do battle with Melbourne. What about the possibility, the first game of the year in this strip that they played in tonight, Penrith versus Cronulla, that could be the first and last game of the year.
Yeah, that's a really good point. They played that game in Las Vegas. And, of course, that was the only game Penrith won in the first 6 weeks of the competition. They lost their next 5 after that, didn't they?
It's incredible. Look, it just continues this as we knew was going to be. It's been an incredible, unpredictable season. And where Penrith has come from, don't worry about all their records and I was asking Nathan about little milestones and things. No side has been running last after 12 rounds and got this far in the competition, let alone possibly win it for their 5th premiership in a row and their 6th grand final in a row. What a dynasty.
Catch you next weekend, Gibbsy. Thank you.
Have a great week.
Louis, thanks for the weekend. Always a pleasure to have you on board. Thanks to MC earlier on today for his part in the program. Great to have our social guru, Jared, in the box with us, Dennis on the faders, and of course, Ralph Tucker, our producer extraordinaire downstairs, Nelly and Ned, who have helped us out in the studio throughout the weekend. Thank you for your company throughout semi-final weekend. Make sure you're with us on Friday night in Melbourne. Our coverage kicks off at 6:30 for Melbourne taking on Cronulla Sutherland. We've also got the NRLW prelim Saturday night, and then the second of those plus the second of the men's prelim, a double header at the Cauldron. It'll be a Sunday like no other next weekend. Can't wait to bring it to you from Friday night in Melbourne.
ABC Sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Final Series.
Put down on 5 inside Penrith territory. Last play of the Penrith set.
Charge down on the Cleary kick from kick out. He's trying to go to the bounce. He's hassled off it by Edwards. And eventually Tyler comes up to clean the mess. But the penalty goes to the Bulldogs. Edwards taking kick out without the ball.
Cleary's pass is loose. Smith gathers on the bounce. Lightning hands through the hands of Sorensen from McLean to the edge and To'o. Drive, dives for the corner. Brian To'o scores the try. Cut out to the edge. To'o, quick hands for Alamotti. Alamotti to the corner. Pushes off Tracy. Goes in to score. A second Penrith try. Just too strong. Paul Alamotti on the right. Galvin on the blind side right. Great short ball. Puts Preston through a hole. Over halfway. He comes to Edwards. Feeds it back to Galvin. There's why the big bucks got into Belmore. Lockie Galvin with a brilliant September moment to get the Berries back into it. Papali'i, he up to the 40. Got tackled off by Cleary. Pass to the right edge. Tongo feeds it to the right edge for Alamotti. Up to the 20. Passes infield. And Cleary's there to finish it off. Oh, you don't win 4 in a row for nothing. That is top shelf September stuff from the reigning champs. Panthers 11 metres out. Kenny to the left for Cleary at the line. Pops it up to Talangi. Second man McLean. Lightning hands. Toto over in the left corner again. Too good. Too slick from the champs. A double in the first half for Brian Toto. Just to the left of the uprights. Last play Penrith. Kenny grubbers for the in-goal area. And Henry's there all by himself. Drops down in a somersaulting motion. It's another try to Penrith. They've got all the tricks. To the left, Edwards, Cleary to the hands of Talangi. Pops it up for McLean. Tackle, keeps it alive. Cleary with a double pump. Dummy, passes to Toto. Rubbers in field for Isaiah Papali'i. The Panthers are toying with the Bulldogs. That's another try. Cleary goes for a 40-20. He'll get it, will he? Yes, he will. Oh, what was that play through of 4? He's found touch 9 metres from the goal line, realising that the Dogs' defence was compressed and gassed. Played to Toto, chucked infield to Edwards, given to Kenny, given to Cleary, 20-metre pass to Alamotti, hat-trick Paul Alamotti! I'll make it just 2 for him. 2 for Alamotti. Now Hayes with a straightening run, over the 20 before being taken. 18 metres from Penrith's line, and wavy fisty here from Ash Klein. Haven't heard the ping. Preston goes through anyway on that right edge, and Canterbury does score. Fed to King, who runs down the middle 30s, held up Big Max King. 10 metres from the Penrith line, 18 and a half left in the game. Panthers lead 40-14. Galvin to the right for Tracy. Nice ball, puts Sherry in the corner. Back to right and centre field for Yo at the line. Pass to Cleary, pass to Edwards, pass to Tonga. Quick hands to Alamotti. Alamotti for the corner. It's a hat-trick that time. Alamotti goes in. 3 tries in a semi-final for the ex-Bulldog. Dylan Edwards is caught with the ball. The hooter will sound at Stadium Australia. The Dogs are done for 2025. And this awesome rugby league machine from the foot of the Blue Mountains sets up a date with the Broncos in a preliminary final.
ABC Sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Final Series.
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio,
And on the ABC Listen app.